Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. I just sat down. I just put my headphones on. The problem is when I enter the building, D-Mac and Reiter are leaving. And I can't help but get into a protracted conversation with those guys, man. And so I asked my producer, we got Double P in the building, of course. I said, Double P, how much time I got left? And he's like, you got 10 seconds, dude. Sit your butt down, please. And yeah, that's where we're at. Hey, listen, great show lined up in front of us here today. We got brand new sound from Dodgers president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman. That just got dropped on Sportsnet LA. Can't wait to share some of the insight that Andrew Friedman dropped on the folks out there. Pre-game interview, of course, with Dave Roberts. Interesting thoughts on Edwin Diaz. We get a Shohei Ohtani update. You know, this Tony Romo video, man, it has gone mega viral. It has gone mega viral. And there's so many questions in regards to his arrest in the DUI that he had, a few weeks ago, right? And, listen, at the time, I think everybody was like, all right, Tony Romo acting a fool after a golf tournament. Okay. But you know what, man? You see that video and it's just not as clear. So I know there was a lot of question marks in regards to that video. So you know what I do, man? Listen, I go on the horn and I go find myself a DUI lawyer. We're going to have a DUI lawyer on the show breaking down that video. I'm obsessed with it. I am absolutely obsessed with it. And look, this has been a show that has advocated for real journalism, right? We'll get you the latest on Kyle Shanahan and that accident. But we'll also, listen, I heard some video about Shams getting on the Max Kellerman and Rich Paul podcast and basically admitting that he was not doing his job as a journalist. I got to break that down. I absolutely got to break that down. Hey, and you know what? Yesterday we went in hard on USC football because it was Big Ten Media Day. Today, I promised the folks that it would be UCLA. It would be all about UCLA. We're going to, golly, I'm so excited, man. Shoot, you know who's probably the most excited? Probably D-Mac. D-Mac, the UCLA guy that he is. You got Scooble trade rumors going abound, man. It's going crazy. It's going crazy. I know my guy D-Mac wanted Scooble in the building. You know what I'm saying? Wanted Scooble in LA, and UCLA is getting a lot of buzz. UCLA football is getting a lot of buzz. I cannot wait to break down UCLA football. I'm really looking forward to today's show, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm so passionate about this. But you know what, man? Let me tell you something. We start the show talking about the Dodgers because, man, as I mentioned, the Scooble trade rumors are heating up right now. They're going crazy. By the way, if you guys want to call into the show, 855-97-LA-FAN. It's 855-97-LA-FAN. If you want to talk about the trade rumors, if you want to talk about UCLA football, let's do it, man. Let's get crazy. Let's make it happen. Scooble trade rumors heating up. I just want to do a little bit of a reset because I feel as if we talk about Scooble like he's just some kind of like pitching guy, but we don't really know that much about Turk Scooble. You know what I'm saying? Look, he's a lefty. He's got a 2.7 ERA right now, a 0.92 whip, 110 strikeouts in 90 innings pitched. This guy is the real deal. He is an absolute ace. He is a frontline starter. He could be anyone's number one. I mean, he comes to the Dodgers. Again, is he better than Yoshi Yamamoto? I don't know, man, but he's right there. You know? That's a 1-2 punch right there, let me tell you right now. That's a Mike Tyson 1-2 punch, you know what I mean? And look, I've been very vocal about the Dodgers don't need Skubal, obviously. Right? They've got the best record in baseball, right? Like, okay, they don't need Skubal. I get that. And I've been saying that. And I'm saying, like, if the Dodgers truly want to be legendary, hey, listen, this is an aging roster. It is. And as these guys start to get a little bit older, will the minor league guys come up? And in particular, I'm looking at like Sirota, I'm looking at Josue. Like, will these guys come up and just add a big-time lift to the big ball club? And can they keep the good times rolling? That's why I've been saying the Dodgers should just keep these guys, man. Keep the good times rolling. Hey, listen, they're a good enough team right now to win 3 in a row. Win 3 in a row right now, and then you've got the young guys coming up too. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, man, hey, listen. Skubal took the mound today. And by the way, I forgot to mention, we are going to talk Rams too. We got boots on the ground, okay? Lindsay Polaris is coming up at the bottom of the hour, 6:30. She'll be there. We got a lot of fresh new sound in regards to Sean McVay, who I think gave a really interesting update in regards to the QB2 battle, the backup quarterback battle between Ty Simpson, a first-round draft pick, and Stetson Bennett. But again, back to the issue at hand when we're talking about the Dodgers here. Skubal got out there earlier today against Baltimore, and he was his normal dominant self. He was cruising through 6. He had given up 2 hits total through 6 innings, 0 earned runs, right? As a matter of fact, Skubal recorded his 1,000th strikeout.
3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's 1,000 for Tarek Skubal. Everybody here loves and appreciates what he's done, and we'll show it right now.
That came against Taylor Ward of the Baltimore Orioles, the first batter of the game, as a matter of fact, for Skubal to record his 1,000th career strikeout. And like I said, man, he's been gas all season long. 110 strikeouts through 90 innings pitched, man. This guy has been he's not heating up, bro. Yes, yeah, exactly. He's on fire, baby. He's past heating up. He's on fire. Let me tell you. But it was fascinating watching him come off the mound. Okay? And this could have been, if the Tigers had won, are they more motivated to keep Skubal because they're very much in the wild card race? They're very much in it, right? But again, as I mentioned, he was cruising through 6, 2 hits, no earned runs. In the 7th, he got into just a little bit of trouble. Gave up a run, but had 2 outs, and so they pulled him. Again, he gave up 1 run, but had 2 outs. And they pulled him. At that point, Detroit is leading 7-1. But the bullpen, oh my gosh, they imploded. They ended up giving 4 more runs in the 7th inning. Remember, they had 2 outs. They gave up 4 earned runs. Good Lord. They gave up 2 more in the 8th, so now it's tied. Detroit ends up losing this game in the 12th inning, but when Skubal left, there were huge cheers. Huge. The social team for the Tigers put out a picture of Skubal with just 1 emoji. GOAT. That was it. I don't know about you, man, but it felt, Double P, it felt very much like the crowd and the social team and the team as a whole were saying goodbye to Skubal.
especially after the result, if you go ahead and have it wasn't a Tarek Skubal-esque start, okay? He would probably be the first person to tell you that, going 6 2/3 and giving up 3 runs. So he doesn't usually do that, and he only had 6 strikeouts, okay? Usually when Tarek Skubal goes 6 innings, we see him get 9 or 10.
Yeah,
seriously.
sure, right.
But you're not even talking about the start at this point. You're talking about all of a sudden, how did the Orioles get 10 runs in this game?
10?
So they put up 10 runs after Skubal pitches, gets 2 outs in the 7th, only gives up 3 runs, and somehow 7 other runs on the Orioles.
Listen, Double P, but what I would say, though, is that the bullpen blew it for him, right? Like, again, he left base runners on, right? But he could have if the bullpen had come through and picked up their guy, he could have easily gone through 6 2/3 and had just given up 1 run. Right? It's the bullpen that blew it up.
And there's been a lot of instances of this season where the Tigers have taken him out mid-inning.
Yeah.
And I feel like you see a lot of...
Why are we doing this?
Why are you doing that? And first of all, what in the world do you have out there in the outfield? And this is what Skubal should say, by the way, when he's coming off the mound. Hey, coach, what do you have back there that's better than me right now? Seriously, it doesn't matter. A hanging Tarek Skubal is better than whatever you got in the bullpen.
I completely agree. I don't know. Again, he was struggling and scuffling in the 7th. Okay, I get it, but he had 2 outs, just let him work and get that extra out. As a result, they go to the bullpen and they absolutely blow it. But it felt very much when he left the mound. I mean, he was getting a standing O. You know what I'm saying? And again, by the way, at that point, he hadn't, given up the earned runs, right? So it was just that 1 earned run through 6 2/3 when he left. But he left with base runners on, right? So again, he ultimately, the stat line, the box score says he gave up 3. I think realistically, he gave up 1. You know what I'm saying? It's the bullpen that blew it for him, right?
And his ERA.
Yes. But it felt very much like I said, Detroit as a city, as a fan base, and as a team were saying goodbye. This dovetails with what Jeff Passan was saying earlier in the day as well.
Everybody is thinking that the Brewers are going to be in it, that the Rays are going to be in it, that the Atlanta Braves are going to be in it. They're all almost resigned to the idea that the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to get Tarek Skubal.
Wow. Either way, I think Jeff Passan's saying, hey, listen, the market is so strong for Skubal right now that, he's gone. And at this point, it feels very much like he's gone. As a matter of fact, I don't know what is more inevitable, Skubal being gone or Aaron Donald coming back to the Rams, because both feel very much like Thanos inevitable. You know what I'm saying? It feels like both of those things are absolutely going to happen, for sure, 100%. But is it the Dodgers? I've been saying, and it's very clear, the Dodgers don't need Skubal. And as a matter of fact, acquiring Skubal creates a little bit of a glut. Not a little bit, a lot of a glut. Right? You've got Yamamoto. Right? Glass now sounds like he's getting close to coming back. Blake Snell is very close to coming back. Roki Sasaki, ever since he went with the crazy outsized outfielders, novelty glove, dealing. Absolutely dealing. That doesn't even include Shohei Ohtani, who's going to come back at some point. I mean, how many starters are we talking about right now? Yamamoto, Snell, Ohtani, Roki Sasaki. We're already at 4. Right? And again, we don't know what's going to happen with Glass now, but that would be 5. I mean, what about Robo? That's 6. Okay, we got Robleski out there too. Okay, so now we got 6. Okay, so now Skubal comes. That's 7 starters when everyone gets healthy. Guys, when we get to the postseason, ain't nobody running 7 arms out there. No one. It's a 3-man rotation, maybe 4 at most. Right? I mean, sure, we saw the Diamondbacks in 2001. It was a 2-man rotation. It's like, man, how many times can Randy Johnson take the mound? It's crazy, man. So, again, it creates a huge logjam and a huge glut of starting pitchers if the only thing the Dodgers care about is October, and that should be the only thing they care about, what the hell are they going to do with 7 arms? That's what I'm saying. Like, why why trade away the future to get a guy who legitimately could be a rental piece for LA and create a huge logjam of starting pitchers? I guess I'm not really, like I said, and I've been saying this for a while, and I don't quite understand. And listen, I get it. Skubal, you're comparing like Roki Sasaki and, Justin Robleski, they're not on the same level as Skubal. I get it. I understand. But it's a luxury pick. It's a pickup that they don't necessarily need. Is it nice to have? Yeah, sure, of course. Of course. But they don't need the guy, is what I'm saying. Right? And so now you're trading away some really high-level draft picks to get a guy who may legitimately be a rental. There's no team control. The guy's a free agent after this year. 855-97 LA Fan, you're listening to the James Coe Show. But we do have fresh sound from Dodgers President of Baseball Operations, Andrew Friedman. He was asked, and by the way, this is all via Sportsnet LA. Friedman was asked about acquiring a big name, and he addressed in a very roundabout way, about Skubal. This is a very roundabout way, without naming names. Freeman addressed, again, would the Dodgers be interested in a big name? This is what he said.
There just aren't that many star-level players in the game, and anytime one is available, we're always going to, participate in those conversations. We've shown to be very aggressive in the past, and I think, again, we're able to have those conversations. We've traded a lot of really talented young players, but we're able to be in those conversations because of the incredible work by our scouts and our front office and our player development group that has our farm system in such a strong spot to be able to talk to any team basically about any player.
So again, that was Andrew Friedman. We don't hear from Andrew Friedman all that much. So this is really interesting insight. Really interesting insight. And again, this sound in this interview via Sportsnet LA. Right? Again, how much do the Dodgers need another arm? Right? And a lot of this conversation, it's so funny, man. Like I feel like as a collective, LA fans, we have forgotten about Blake Snell. We have forgotten about Tyler Glasnow. And it's almost as if Dodger fans view the starting rotation to just be Yoshinobu, Roki, and Shohei, and Justin Robleski. And they're like, okay, so we got 4 guys. So we obviously need a 5th arm. It's like, but wait a second, hold on. There's a lot of money being invested into Snell and Glasnow. Right? And by the way, they're very close to coming back. Friedman had talked about, hey, listen, part of the reason why it has taken so long is when they do come back, we don't want them to leave the club again. We want to make sure that whatever injuries that they have sustained don't flare up again. Right? So the way that the Dodgers are approaching those injuries, Andrew Friedman and the organization is telling you, listen, when they come back, they will be back. So, again, I know we haven't seen Snell. I know we haven't seen Tyler Glasnow in days. Like, it feels like we haven't seen them since the Reagan administration. I get it. I understand. But come on, man. Like, it's just, they're going to be back at some point. And as a matter of fact, Blake Snell, we talk about that elbow. He's got them loose bodies, right? He's scheduled to pitch 4 innings in his 3rd rehab start today. Man, he's making that start for Ontario. And he's absolutely, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him next week. Next week. Critical to the analysis of what is going on with the Dodgers and Skubal and whether or not they need Skubal, whether or not, what kind of fit is Skubal for the Dodgers. Critical to that analysis, obviously, is the availability of Shohei Ohtani. So again, in the pregame interview, here is Dave Roberts talking about Shohei's knee.
It started with the knee, and then as he came out, and the bicep thing happened when he took a swing, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago. And then as we got to the break, we wanted him to, rest his knee, rest his body, his arm. And then as he started ramping back up, I think in the bullpen, maybe in Philadelphia or in New York, maybe it might have been in New York, it just wasn't responding, and nor was his knee. And so I think there is an effect from the lower half to the compromising of the upper half, the arm. And so trying to mitigate that, we stopped the throwing, stopped the bullpens to hopefully, number one, take care of the knee.
So, again, that was Dave Roberts talking about Shohei Ohtani's knee and his health and his bicep. Again, there's multiple issues. It seems as if the reporting around Shohei's bicep is that it's not that serious. I don't know. But I will say this. Again, Andrew Friedman doesn't seem to think that Ohtani is that far away. And as a matter of fact, he has kept up with some of his throwing schedule. Take a listen.
He's throwing plyos. If it weren't for the knee, he would be pitching right now. He would be making his regular turn. Again, we've kept the arm going. Does he feel 100% in his arm? No, but neither does any pitcher in late July. But this is around the knee and making sure that we can get it to a place where there's just no compensation. So exactly when that is, I'm not sure, but I feel confident that relatively soon he's going to start getting out and start ramping up for catch play and bullpens and getting him back.
Guys, critical to that statement was, quote, relatively soon. That is extremely encouraging. Again, we don't know what it ends up looking like with his knee. We don't know, Yeah, they throw lubricant in there like the guys. I know he's a machine, but we give him a little oil change and we just throw a little lubricant on there, and hope he's good to go. Man, Ohtani's a machine. He really is a machine, though, for reals. Okay. That being said, and they're talking about relatively soon, Ohtani will ramp up. But as Dave Roberts said pregame, that ramp up time needs to happen. It absolutely needs to happen. As a matter of fact, he was asked if the World Series was next week, would Shohei pitch? This was Dave Roberts' answer.
If the World Series was next week, no, because he hasn't pitched in 3 weeks. So he hasn't been off the mound in 3 weeks. He's moving well. He feels good, but, obviously not well enough for us to say that he can go out there and pitch. So with that, whenever that is, there has to be a buildup. And that just, you're looking at over 3 weeks right now. So there has to be a buildup. So I just don't know. I don't think anyone can kind of foresee what that looks like.
So, again, Dave Roberts, Andrew Friedman giving you the update on Shohei Ohtani, but that part of it is so critical when we were talking about a potential Skubal trade as well. But, man, I tell you what, it just feels inevitable that Skubal is getting traded, and it's almost as if, and Jeff Passan said it, that it feels like the baseball world is expecting Skubal to land in L.A. What will they give up to go get Skubal? I've seen a lot of trade, rumors out there. Would the Dodgers realistically, truly, honestly move Roki Sasaki and one of their high-level prospects to go get a rental? I don't know. The other thing I would say, too, is, again, I've seen there's been reports that Detroit wants a viable starter back. And so, of course, Dodger fans are like, well, yeah, let's throw in Emmett Sheehan. Guys, Detroit's not interested in Emmett Sheehan, man. Like, I would imagine if they're saying, hey, we want a viable major league starter, I think it starts with Roki Sasaki. Maybe it's Robleski. But you're trading Robleski and a high-level prospect to Detroit to get a rental? Again, I don't know. If you're the Dodgers, do you make that deal? Part of this calculus, part of the equation for me, and I think for the Dodgers, and I think for fans all across Major League Baseball, it's the Dodgers can make this move to block another contender. That would be huge as well. Okay, man, I've run long. Listen, we got to talk Rams coming up after the break, and the great Lindsay Polares, boots on the ground, reporter for 97.1 The Fan, was at training camp today. We're going to be picking it up with Lindsay right after the break. You're listening to the James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Welcome back, Los Angeles. What is cracking? It's your boy, James Kell. Dodger baseball set to begin at 7:10. That's when first pitch. Yeah! First pitch at 7:10 as they take on the Mariners, looking to bounce back after a loss, their second in a row. Okay. That being said, let's switch to football. Let's talk Rams. We got boots on the ground. We go to the beautiful campus of LMU. That is where we find our very own Lindsay Pilares. Lindsay, you were at training camp today. I believe you got to hear from both Sean McVay, you got to hear from Puka Nacua, but I believe you also got to hear from Myles Garrett, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah, James, all of those are correct, except I'm doing the most LA thing right now, and I'm actually on the 405.
Oh.
So I'm on my way back.
Good for you. Good for you.
From Rams training camp. Oh. But yes, I did stick around for all three of those post-practice pressers. Yeah, lots to talk about today.
Lindsay, what you got? You got dinner plans? What's going on over here? Come on, man. You gotta be hanging out at LMU all day and all night. What you mean?
No, I gotta go pick up my dog, actually, from doggy daycare. That's what I gotta do.
Oh, I see. Good. Not perfect. Hey, can you talk to me about the Myles Garrett? I know he addressed the media. What topics did he cover today?
It was a little bit of everything. Obviously, Myles Garrett, I believe, I wasn't covering the team at this point, but I do believe he had an introductory press conference when he first became a Ram. But this was really just a check-in of how things are feeling, that he's been with the team for a little bit, and that they just wrapped up their first training camp practice block. They're going to have Thursday off and then come back on Friday. And from what it sounds like, he is loving being a member of the Los Angeles Rams. You know, one of the first things he said, it's a joy and a pleasure to be part of this team. I was actually pretty surprised because I have not covered the Browns ever. He seems just very chill, low-key for how big of an NFL superstar he is. He said that he knows he's a veteran guy and he wants to bring, his expertise to the team to help win. But he's like, I'm not trying to force myself on anybody. I'm open to speaking to all of my teammates. Like, there has been, there's been a lot of people have been receptive, obviously, and overjoyed that he is part of the defensive front for the Rams, and a lot of younger Rams players are wanting to pick his brain and, obviously learn from the reigning NFL Defensive Player of the Year. But from what it sounds like, he's very, very happy to be here.
I love it, and it feels like every report I see coming out of Rams camp, every picture I see, every video I see, it almost feels like a rock concert, and these guys are rock stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very, I don't know what it is, but the energy there is different this year. It's always high energy, especially when you talk about McVay, but this year it just seems a little bit different.
I think everybody is ramped up, really because of that star-studded roster. I know that the Rams are trying to block out the noise, but I think it's really, really hard to not be excited about the roster that you have on, honestly, both sides of the ball. And I think there's a buy-in, obviously, as well from these veterans. Like, you notice a theme from Matthew Stafford and Myles Garrett that they want to just elevate the team. They are team-first guys, and it's really hard to not buy into that if you're a younger player or a player that's, trying to establish themselves in the league. If you're seeing such veteran voices, like, leading with that energy, right? So it's easy to buy into that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I know Puka Nacua. Actually, before I get to Puka, what you had said about Myles Garrett really sparked something in me. And to me, I've always described Myles Garrett as like a warrior poet. When he is off the field and he's not competing, he's very intellectual, he's very well read. And again, he's like philosophical almost in a way. You know what I'm saying? But man, once he puts the helmet on and he's between like on the gridiron, an absolute savage. Like, y'all remember when he's like ripping helmets off of guys in a Steelers uniform and swinging them around like an absolute madman. So Yeah, the juxtaposition, Lindsay, that you're talking about with Myles Garrett, that is very consistent with what we've seen thus far.
Yeah, I would say what I appreciated, for my first time covering a press conference with him, all of his answers were very thoughtful. And I think that's something you can appreciate as a journalist. And what you're describing, I would say, yeah, like you see this player that is an absolute, force on the field, but I would say complete opposite in the presser. Yeah, thoughtful, happy to be here, very chill. So, like, the energy you see on there, it just completely, like, he flips the switch once the helmet's not on.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%. And he's also probably the largest human I have ever seen as well. He is built like he's built like a refrigerator, dude. Like, what is going on? How are you so big, bro? Can I talk to you about Puka Nacua, though? Because he addressed the media. Obviously, he's had a very tumultuous offseason. What were some of your takeaways when Puka addressed the media?
Yeah, kind of in a similar fashion to Myles Garrett, I did appreciate that he was willing to answer all the questions that were thrown his way. I do think that it takes a resolve to do that, right? And especially when there are the off the field issues, and it's almost impossible to not talk about them. And he was very willing to, obviously he's not going to spill every detail of his life, but he was ready to answer those questions from everyone. I think one of the big topics that came up, and it's a conversation that's heating up, is that the contract talks, and if the off-the-field stuff is affecting that, that's above my pay grade, but he was, able to say that right now his focus is solely on football. Someone asked him if he considered holding out, and he said, no, not really. And he described the football field, the Rams, this team, as his safe space in, whatever chaos the offseason may have been. And that it was really important for him to get his mind right, get his body right, and get back to football, because it sounds like that's what grounds him.
It's such an interesting situation for Puka because, again, he's had a very tumultuous offseason. He's in the last year of his deal. He should be paid like one of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL. And I think in any other situation, if he didn't have some of the off-field issues that he had, I think he actually would be holding out because, again, it's generally what happens. But ultimately, the Rams have that ultimate trump card of, hey, listen, if we don't extend you, we can still franchise tag you. And I think that looms large as well. But can you talk about the attitude? Like, what was his energy like? Did he seem, I don't know, he's normally a really energetic guy. Was he still pretty upbeat?
Yeah, honestly, I would say, again, this is my first season covering the Rams, but I would say upbeat, friendly, in a great mood. Obviously, practices have been going really well for him. And, we keep talking about the expectations and the hype around this team. And I think he's soaking that all in. And when I tell you that when him and Devontae Adams walk out, because the 2 times I've seen them walk out for camp, like, the fans go crazy. They are so excited about wide receiver 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It is really hard to not be, soak that all in and, feel that, right? There is a lot of excitement around this team. And, he was asked, what his personal goals were. And he said, I just want to be available for this team. And then also called back to, I would say, the best thing about his game is that he takes a lot of pride in being a physical blocking wide receiver that,
yes.
A lot of players don't, players of his position group, not everyone is takes as much pride in that part of the craft, right? And he does. And he, reminded us of that. And he's like, I want to continue being a really, really big part in that. He's like, I don't know if I want to chip Myles Garrett, but I love being a part of the, the blocking of the Rams. And I'm going to continue to do that to the best of my ability, along with, everything else that goes into being a wide receiver.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's too many wide receivers that want to chip the bear that is Myles Garrett. That is for sure. Before I let you go, what kind of dog you got, man?
Okay. I love talking about this. Half Chihuahua, half cattle dog. So she's like half lapdog, half endless energy. And so you just really never know what you're going to get.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
I'm very excited to see her.
What are those walks like every night? Oh, my goodness gracious. That's got to be a lot of energy right there.
She's little, and it's very chaotic. So sometimes we are walking gingerly, and other times I am literally sprinting down the sidewalk. So you just never know.
There you go. The great Lindsay Polares joining the program. We appreciate the insight. We appreciate the info. And, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to speaking with you again soon.
Yep, we'll talk soon. Thanks, James.
All right. Lindsay Polares there. Again, boots on the ground at LMU, covering Rams training camp right now. Reporter for the Fan LA in Lindsay Polares. Go find her on social media and follow her everywhere. All right, so there you go. We take a break. When we come back, we will get you set. We'll get you all set, man, because what are we, 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away? We're 30 minutes away from first pitch. So we will get you set in regards to the Dodgers taking on the Mariners. Set you up for game time, baby! Right here on the James Koh Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Let's make it happen, everybody. James Coe here with you. Get you ready for Dodgers Mariners. First pitch at 7:10. Dodgers hosting the Mariners again tonight over at Chavez Ravine, baby. Second of the 3-game set. The lefty Eric Lauer getting the start tonight while Emerson Hancock goes for Seattle. The Dodgers, again, I have called Eric Lauer the good luck charm for the LA Dodgers. Why? Because somehow, someway, LAD has won all 8 of Eric Lauer's games he has appeared in. And remember, they got this guy for absolutely nothing. Cash considerations is what they got Eric Lauer for. It has been an absolute steal for the Dodgers, for sure. That being said, it's not as if Eric Lauer's like some kind of, he has not been a stopper. He's just, like I said, he's been a good luck charm somehow, some way for LA. Lauer on the season 5-5 with an ERA of 4.83. Although the Mariners hitters bat just 128 against him. Most Dodger hitters, meanwhile, have not yet faced Emerson Hancock of the Mariners. He's a right-hander who enters tonight with a 6.4 record and an ERA of 3.16. Let me say that again, 3.16. He has been absolutely dealing over the last 4 games. He's 27 years old and the subject of many recent trade rumors, as you can imagine, mostly because he's under team control through 2030, which adds considerably to his trade value as well. Seattle reportedly listening to calls on Hancock and Luis Castillo, who the Dodgers lit up and saw last night. Again, as the Seattle Mariners obviously looking to improve their offense, looking to improve their bullpen as well. I mentioned Hancock over the last 4 games has been lights out. Man, I'm telling you, man, the guy's been on fire. Over his last 4 starts, a 1.33 ERA, and an opponent batters have only hit 169 against him over his last 4 starts. Pretty good stuff. Opponents, again, just batting 127 with 25 strikeouts against Hancock's sweeper this season. That's kind of been his sort of secret weapon this year. Maybe not so secret. Again, when he throws that sweeper, opponents are batting just 127 with 25 strikeouts on the season. Pretty good stuff. We got to see how the right-handers, especially in this Dodger lineup, handle that sweeper tonight. Last night's game, 7-6. Mariners, they win. It was Seattle's first win at Dodger Stadium in 17 seasons. 17 years. That's almost as old as Double P.
Not quite.
Not quite. In fact, the last time Seattle beat the Dodgers here in LA, the Mariners lineup had Ichiro Suzuki. They had Adrian Beltre. And they had Ken Griffey Jr. Come on. Come on, baby. What a lineup. What a lineup. Ichiro Suzuki, Adrian Beltre, and Ken Griffey Jr. That's pretty sick, man. That's not a bad, and it's funny too, Double P, because in today's world, Ken Griffey would have been hitting leadoff.
Yeah, 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 it would be. Hearing Ken Griffey's name as far as the last time someone did this,
it was a long time.
It's not good. It's a
long time, bro.
Yeah,
long time. Actually, how would it be in today's game, you think, dude? I think it would be Ken Griffey in the 1, and then I think it'd be Ichiro in the 2, right?
Honestly, Ichiro, maybe slide into the 9 hole and have him be a second leadoff.
Nah. You can't, because you got to get his bat in there as many times as possible. That's why I feel like he'd be like the 2.
I would go the other way around. I'd flip him. I'd go Ichiro leadoff, and then Ken Griffey too.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. But it's fascinating to me, though. It's like the game has changed so much. You used to put power in that 4 spot. And now it's like, I don't know. It's almost as if you put the power in the 3 spot and then just kind of sort of treat the 4 as like another leadoff guy. It's crazy. Anyways, last night the Mariners hit season high 5 home runs in Tuesday's win. And we were talking about all through the show, like, oh my gosh, there's so many long balls. I think there were 8 home runs hit in yesterday's ball game overall. So, yeah, 5 home runs from the Mariners, 3 from the Dodgers. There you go. Dominic Canzone hit 2 of them. Cal Raleigh, who we were making fun of, was like, okay, y'all need to sit down because I'm going to get my power back. He had 60 jacks last year. Let me tell you something. He ain't hitting 60 jacks this year. Watch him go hit 60 jacks. He'd be like the most crazy on-fire hitter ever. You know what I'm saying? That'd be crazy. Julio Rodriguez hit a home run, and Rob Refsnyder all homered in the victory for Seattle last night. Shohei Ohtani matched a season best with 3 hits, including a leadoff home run. There was another guy who we looked at and said, man, does Shohei Ohtani, is he hurting the ball club right now? Because he's hurting. You know, does the Shohei Ohtani need to go hit the IL? Does he need to take 10 games off, man? Like, where are we at with Shohei Ohtani? No, he goes out there, leadoff home run. He had 3 hits, and Ohtani's now has a major league leading 31 leadoff home runs since the start of 2024, including the postseason. After Tuesday's game, Ohtani said his left knee is, quote, getting better, but revealed that his right biceps have also been an issue. In that game, a little bit of history there. Max Muncy hit his 130th home run at Dodger Stadium last night, tying him with the great Eric Karros, who was on the call for Sportsnet LA for the most in Dodger Stadium history.
There it goes! There it goes, and the Dodgers take the lead.
Man, Max Muncy, again, home run number 130 at Dodger Stadium. Pretty good stuff. Tonight on his bobblehead night, not Max Muncy, but Edwin Diaz. It's Edwin Diaz bobblehead night. He is expected to return. Will the Dodgers need to use him out of the bullpen tonight? We shall see. He could be making his very first appearance since April 19th. Dave Roberts has said that when Diaz returns, he will immediately be the closer.
I mean, obviously, he's excited to be back. It's been a while since we've had him active, and, you know, just put him back in the closer role. And I think it just kind of frees other guys up to take on other responsibilities, different leverage roles. But I think that, getting him back, starting from the back end, kind of then going from there, I think we just got a lot better today.
Yeah, that's interesting, because Tanner Scott has been pitching really well. Tanner Scott on the season has a 2.32 ERA over 45 games, right? 16 saves. He's got 55 strikeouts and 42 innings pitched, a 0.797 whip. Tanner Scott's been the real deal. And I know there's a lot of scar tissue with a lot of fans in regards to the double-digit blown saves of Tanner Scott from last year, but it's a new man this year. Double P, it's a new man this year with Tanner Scott.
Well, hopefully we see him in the 8th inning tonight, because that means the Dodgers will be leading, and then you got Edwin Diaz in the 9th. But think about that 1-2 punch, Tanner Scott from the left side and then Edwin Diaz from the right. That's always just a big thing for guys showing different looks out of the bullpen to opposing lineups, of course.
And I know Dave Roberts is talking about Edwin Diaz in the closer role. But that being said, just because of what you just said right there, Double P, I do wonder if it becomes a matchup type of situation.
Could be.
In the 8th, 9th. You know what I mean? It could be really, really interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Because, again, Tanner Scott has been lights out this year. In regards to the lineup, Andy Pages is staying in the 2-hole, but he has obviously struggled big time considering Tommy Hyun-Soo Edman has been absolute gas. Could there be a lineup change, a more permanent lineup change? Because we've seen Edman move up and down in this lineup, and he's been that utility guy. He's moved up to 2. Could he move up in a more permanent fashion? Again, Dave Roberts was asked about that pregame.
And as far as Andy, I think for me, I think the only alternative right now would be Tommy, and I haven't completely, come to that point yet, but I've thought about it. But I do think that, the overall body of work, this is good experience for Andy in the regular season to be at the top of the order in his, development for now and going forward.
Yeah, it's interesting. Look, the aggregate numbers on the season are fine. They're pretty good. But in the month of July, it has been a struggle for Andy Paez, and probably longer. But just in terms of his July numbers that we're taking a look at here, right? Over 21 games for Andy Paez, he's hitting .224 with a slugging percentage of .329. A .329 slugging? Oh.
That was like me in college.
Bruh.
Not good.
Bruh, .329 slugging, man. That's rough. He has 1 home run in the month of July. So yeah, like I said, again, it has been a really, really rough go here for Andy Paez. Could a more permanent change be on deck? I thought right there, that comment from Dave Roberts was really interesting, that he says he's considered it, especially a guy like Dave Roberts who doesn't say stuff like that very often. He's very much like old school. He's like, hey, listen, this is our guy. He's going to stay in this spot. And I mean, look what he did with Edwin Diaz. Again, look at what he did with Edwin Diaz, our closer. He doesn't lose that spot due to injury. The guy comes back and he's immediately reinserted as the closer, right? So I think for Dave Roberts to actually say, hey, listen, I've thought about it, I think that says a lot. First of all, it says a lot about Andy Paez, but I think it really says more about Tommy Tank. I think Tank has just been, like I said, he's been gas since he has come back. He's been amazing. And he's been a consistent contributor. Has he been a consistent contributor because there's no pressure at the bottom of the order? I think there's something to that too. But I tell you what, he has played well enough to earn himself a spot higher in the lineup, man. Higher in the order. Kind of like it, man. I don't know. We'll see. Again, first pitch at 7:10. We step away. When we come back, oh, baby, it's UCLA football. Back on the backside of this break. Let's go. Yo, what's cracking, Los Angeles? James Coe here with you. If you want to be part of the conversation, would love to hear from you. 855-97-LA-FAN. Again, it's 855-97-LA-FAN. Shout out to the YouTube chat as well, man. The YouTube chat is active right now, which is cool. Shout out to Donnie Boy. Shout out to James Bond, 1348. Okay, there you go.
James Bond is listening?
James Bond. Strong first name. James Bond. David Horse, 800, always in on that as well. Wait, hold on. He says, hey, what's cracking on my birthday? Happy birthday, David Horse 800. Let's go. Yeah.
That's huge.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I got a couple of really nice comments too, man. Christopher Velasco was saying, hey, he's looking forward to another 4 hours of this great show. I appreciate you, Christopher Velasco, man. And then how about this comment? Swung at ball 4. James, how do you look so young? What products by Round Lab or other Korean products do you use? I don't use too many products, my guy. It's just the genes, dude. Hey, y'all didn't know? Asian don't raisin, baby. Asian don't raisin. Y'all didn't know? This is where we're at. Anyways, I appreciate everyone jumping into the chat as well. If you want to find the Fan LA on social media, it's at The Fan LA. So it's either YouTube or Twitter or whatever. You're going to go at The Fan LA, man. Oh, and there you go. Double P has entered the chats.
Gotta get at it. Once Double P's in the chat, I mean, everything just goes crazy.
Hell yeah, let's go. And you know what, man? I'm going crazy over UCLA. UCLA football. They are predicted to come, I think, in like second to last place in this conference, and I will gladly take the over on that. I am really stoked about UCLA football. Why? Because, and look, I am not the only person to say this, but the addition and the hiring of Bob Chesney out of James Madison could legitimately be an organization-altering move. It really could. And why do I say this? Because Bob Chesney, he might as well be Bob the Builder. Because what this guy has done at pretty much every single stop has truly been incredible. Now, look, we know about James Madison, right? We know that Curt Cignetti came out of James Madison, transformed Indiana. Could Bob Chesney be the next James Madison coach to transform a major college, team? We're going to find out. And the reason I'm so excited about Bob Chesney, baby, every stop that he has been at, Bob Chesney has won. Bob Chesney has turned around, just bad teams and turned them into winners. He went to some school called Salve Regina? Salve Regina? Dude, I don't know what the hell school that is.
Salve Regina.
Is it?
Legendary.
How the hell do you know about this school, bro?
Well, I played D3 hoops, so, I kind of know about the smaller programs.
It is, to Double P's point, a small Division III university in Rhode Island. And Bob Chesney took this program, and he went 6-4 in his first year there. Then he goes to some place called Assumption College. And they had 5 straight winning records under Bob Chesney. This is all before the age of 40, by the way. He goes to Holy Cross and in the Patriot League, and Holy Cross goes 5-6 his first season at Holy Cross. Guys, this is the only losing season he has ever had. Bob Chesney, Holy Cross, 5-6. And by the way, it was not like he went like 1-10. No, 5-6. It's the only losing season he has ever had. Incredible. But then after he goes 5-6, they go on to win 5 straight Patriot League championships. They were the first program in conference history to ever do that. Bob Chesney. Then he goes to James Madison in 2023. In his very first season there, James Madison goes 9-4 overall. And think about the shoes that he is trying to fill with Curt Cignetti. The expectations set by Curt Cignetti at James Madison. Bob Chesney says it's all, hey, bet, all good. Huge shoes to fill, I'm going to fill them up. That's crazy. That is crazy. By the way, he helped James Madison capture their very first bowl victory. Man, everywhere this guy goes, programs win. And what I love about the hire is that he goes to spots that were relatively destitute. I mean, these programs were in the woods, man. They were lost in the wilderness, baby. These programs were dry as hell. And he comes through Bob the Builder. Bob the Builder takes that hammer and he builds that program right back up. And quick, too. No excuses. He's had one losing season his entire time in college, man. That's wild. That's wild. It's a brand new day at UCLA. If I sound excited, it's because I am. I want to see UCLA come back. I want to see UCLA bounce back, man. For them to be able to find and hire a guy in Bob Chesney, man, this was an absolute home run hire. And you know what? Every single time I listen to Bob Chesney, I get fired up. Every single time I listen to Bob Chesney, I can't help but think of Sean McVay. As a matter of fact, I want you to listen to Bob Chesney right now. Today was UCLA's turn at Big Ten Media Day, and Bob Chesney, man, I tell you what, I got fired up. And he was talking about nothing. He was talking about wanting to build a local community.
You know, when I got to my initial press conference, a big part of it was we talked about having to re-engage this community, how to re-engage these high school coaches, how to make sure that we opened up to our alumni, how to make sure that we allowed the press, the local press, into practices. You know, and every one of the things along the way that we talked about doing in that press conference up to this point in time, we have lived out. And I'd also like to say that as within the administration here at UCLA, you know, just the commitment that they said they would have to this program, they've also lived out. And when you put those two things together, one of the words and things that I think lead to the most amount of success is this word alignment. And when you have that within your athletic department, from the chancellor all the way down, you know, you have a chance to be really good. And I believe that that is what is going to happen here in our very near future. But to do that and to do what you said you were going to do also develops trust and builds trust. And that's really important that we're able to do that, you know, in the short period of time we've been together.
I love it. Again, the energy, how well-spoken he is, and how deliberate he is in terms of wanting to, quote-unquote, build a local community. Listen to me now. If UCLA is going to come back to prominence, you know how they're going to do that, man? Through community. Bob Chesney's hitting it right on the head. Look, I get it's just words for now. But if UCLA is going to win, it's going to take a huge community behind them. It's going to take a huge community effort. The alumni have to get involved. They have to win local recruiting. Let me say that again for the people in the back. If UCLA's going to win, they have to. They must. They absolutely need to win local recruiting because, my goodness gracious, some of the best college players in the entire nation are in Southern California. You got to win LA. And you got to win the greater Los Angeles area. You got to win it. If Bob Chesney's going to win at UCLA, man, I'm telling you, they got to win local recruiting. The fact that he knows that and embraces that, I love it. I love the fact that he talks about the administration. Get these guys on board. It felt like in previous regimes, the administration is very much not on board. He talks about the local press. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. As a matter of fact, Bob Chesney, if UCLA is listening right now, hey, bring your boy through. The James Coe Show wants to do a show at UCLA. Bring us through. You want to talk about the local press having access? You want to build relationships with the local press? Hell yeah, let's go. And why is that important? Because I just said you got to win local recruiting. The best way to do that, get these high school guys in your local papers, right? In the local media, in the local press. And meet Bob Chesney through the local press. I love it. I love it. I think it's brilliant. I love the fact that he's got a game plan. He's got a game plan beyond the X's and O's, beyond what is happening on the football field, beyond what we're talking about transfers and recruit. Look, he's got a game plan to win locally. And if UCLA is going to win, they got to win locally, man. I love it. Like I said, this press conference was an absolute home run. I want y'all to compare that press conference that you just heard from Bob Chesney to when Deshaun Foster, and listen, I love Deshaun Foster, man. UCLA, great. One of the best to don the baby blues. For sure, 100%. I love Deshaun Foster. But this was Deshaun Foster's introductory press conference. Take a listen.
Football-wise, we're just excited. You know, I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but our football program, but we're in LA. It's us and USC. I'm just basically excited, really. That's it.
Wow. I mean, wow.
And
Double P.
As a producer, you know, when you tell me to grab clips, you always want to tighten them up a little bit.
Every single time.
And, you know, get that dead air out of there.
You can't have dead air?
You can't take the dead air out of that.
No, you can't.
Because that just takes out everything. I mean, you have to listen to the whole thing and how awful and awkward it was.
Again, I wanted, again, as a radio host, like the dead air is like stinging to my ears.
Yeah.
You know, it is. And I wanted to jump in there, but I'm like Double P. I'm like, hey, yo, I can't step in here because how awkward and weird was that by the way, that's the introductory press conference. The introductory press conference. He spent no time on this. He didn't think about it. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to go up there and talk. I mean, you can do that if you're Sean McVay. You can do that if you're Bob Chesney. If Deshaun Foster didn't realize, dude, I can't talk for more than 10 seconds at a time without being prompted. See, this is what y'all don't understand, man. Like, when you're a guest somewhere and somebody is asking you questions, easy, light work. Sit in my chair where you have to just straight up talk for 4 hours straight, no prompts, you're just talking. Difficult. I mean, it is a skill set that not everybody, if I can pat myself on the back just a little, okay, just a little bit. I'm just saying, like, this is a very difficult skill set to have. To just get on the microphone and just get after it. I am telling you, bro, like, that was Deshaun Foster's dude, bro, in the introductory press conference, he's like, oh, well, y'all don't know. I know you don't know much about UCLA. Golly. I mean,
I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but our football program, but we're in LA.
We're in LA. Yes, it's in the name, dog. The name is UCLA. I think people understand that it's in LA.
He didn't even say Los Angeles, too. He said LA. Just like, come on.
I mean, first of all, that like the level of like, I don't like, it's just disrespect. Like, have a little self-respect, dude. Have a little self-respect. I know you don't know much about UCLA. Homeboy, what? What do you mean, dude? You're a former UCLA player. You're the head coach of UCLA. Why would you say, I know y'all don't know much about UCLA? What the hell? I'm telling you, every single UCLA fan listening to that did the bruh. Like, they were literally saying, bruh. I mean, every single UCLA fan was saying, bruh. Come on, bro. Like, what? What is happening? You're the head coach of UCLA. Why are you saying people don't know? I know y'all don't know about UCLA. I mean, they were talking about it like it was Assumption College. You know, I don't know nothing about no Assumption. Or what is it? Salve
Regina.
Salve?
Salve, yes.
Salve. Regina. Oh, my gosh. I called it Salve. Salve Regina? Bro, I don't know nothing about no D3 school in Rhode Island, homie. Like, I'm sorry, I don't. Right? I mean, I apologize to anyone who went to Salve Regina. I'm just saying, dude. He's talking about UCLA like it's Salve Regina, bro. Bruh. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, all of that he was dead silent for a good 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. It's crazy. I mean, self-awareness, zero. Like, again, if you don't know what you're going to say, bro, like, just go up there and just start talking football. It's not that difficult, for goodness sakes. And again, like I said, if you didn't know, you have to have some self-awareness that you can't just go out there and you can't freestyle. Okay, I get it, right? Like, you have to have that self-awareness. If you don't have that self-awareness, I'm just saying, like, prepare something. Go up there with some notes or something, man. Hey, be like Eminem. Be like B-Rabbit at the start of 8 Mile. Like, write something on the palms of your hands or something, bro. What are you doing? That was amazing. Incredible, dude. That's Deshaun Foster's awesome. I love it. It's crazy. Key to UCLA's success this year will be their starting quarterback, Nico Iamaleava. And let me tell you something, man. I watched a lot of Nico last year. And Nico Iamaleava, this guy's got a little juice now. Obviously, he was a transfer from Tennessee and made a lot of noise and broke a lot of hearts. And I will say, man, like, when he left Tennessee, a lot of Vol fans were like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. As a matter of fact, I don't know who had it worse, LeBron or Nico Iamaleava. I don't know who had it worse. It's still LeBron. Guys, it's still LeBron. But Nico Iamaleava, man, when he left Tennessee, shoot, every Vol fan was like, yeah, okay, bye. See ya. Glad you're gone. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But key to UCLA's success this year will be Nico Iamaleava. Now, given his history, given the abrupt departure from Tennessee back to LA, there were reports that he wanted $4+ million in NIL. Obviously didn't get that. There were reports that his family, handling his NIL, handling his business, was dropping the ball for him, that he was going to be difficult to work with. But when you have that history, for Nico Iamaleava, the question was, hey, there's a coaching change. Are you going to leave? A lot of folks thought that Nico might enter the transfer portal, especially after Deshaun Foster got fired, man. There were thoughts that he was leaving LA. But here's the thing. He didn't want to leave LA. And this is Bob Chesney talking on Nico Iamaleava.
It started with retaining Nico, obviously, when we got here, and I think for Nico, and he could speak on on his own behalf, but just to add a little color to it, he did not want to go anywhere. This is where he wanted to be. This is where he wanted to play. His younger brother's on the team. He doesn't live very far away, so the ability for his family to see him play as well, I think, was really important for him. So it was just a matter of making sure he understood that we had a plan. That was it, right? That was the most important thing we could do to make sure he stuck around, and he did. So then after that, it becomes, all right, now let's start taking the next step for him personally, and I just love the growth he's had as a leader. I think when you look at last year, and I've been on record saying this, when your head coach, your coordinator, everybody leaves that program in week 3, after he only got there in the second half of the summer. So he spent 3 or 4 weeks with them through camp, and then all of a sudden there's a major change. That's a challenge, and it's hard to lead in those moments when you don't really even know everybody. So to watch him just grow and run with this and flourish at this moment as the leader, he was unanimously voted the leader of our football team when we did voted our leadership council. He was at the top by a large margin, and that just speaks to the way he carries himself on a day-to-day basis, and we're going to need him to be really, really good on Saturdays as well.
Again, Bob Chesney, I love the energy. I love his take on Nico Iamaleava, who, by the way, is a local kid. If y'all, I don't blame you guys if you didn't watch a lot of UCLA football last year. They were absolutely atrocious. They were terrible. But I would say late in the season, they were a lot more exciting after the coaching change. But still, Iamaleava, maybe you don't know about him. He's a local kid. Right? He was born in Long Beach. Okay, he attended Warren High School in Downey, but also went to Long Beach Poly. He's a jackrabbit, right? So he's a local kid. And part of coming back to Southern California, that was part of why he wanted to come back. Again, there was a big controversy when he went to Tennessee. He was getting paid, I think, something like $2 million or something like that in NIL, and he wanted a pay raise. I guess the people who are handling his NIL said he wanted $4 million. And again, I don't know about the accuracy of those reports. I know that some of those details are in contention. But the bottom line is, man, like he wanted to come back to the LA area, and he played for UCLA, and it was rough to start. It was rough to start, but let me tell you something right now. Nico Iamaleava, when they finished the season, he looked good. Like, no qualifiers. The guy just looked like a real deal quarterback. He obviously has incredible legs, mobility through the roof. Mobility through the roof. But I'm telling you, at the end of the year, when UCLA is facing USC, you're going to be seeing 2 high-level quarterbacks. Nico Iamaleava taking on Jaden Maiava. I think that matchup is going to be absolutely fascinating. I can't wait. Los Angeles, y'all are lucky, I'm telling you. For the first time in a long time, you've got 2 really, really good college football programs. USC is searching for a national title. UCLA's not quite there, but I'm telling you, they're on the rise. This is going to be a really good program. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them because you know what? LA is better when UCLA is good. I'm rooting for it, and I love it. Okay, I tell you what, I've got so much more on the mind in regards to UCLA, and I will get into that. But let me step away. When we come back, we are going to talk to a DUI lawyer in regards to, man, we're breaking it down. Hey, listen, you think I watch film? I watched that Tony Romo DUI film. And we're going to break down that film when we come back on the James Coe Show, right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. We welcome you back to the James Coe Show. Beautiful, lovely Wednesday evening. We're on till 10 o'clock tonight. When we saw this come out yesterday, the Tony Romo DUI arrest video, the body cam footage, I was obsessed, man. I am somebody who watches a lot of football film. Okay, I do. I love watching football film. I break it down. I love it. Okay. But I'll tell you right now, I was watching this Tony Romo body cam footage like it was NFL film, bro. I'm like looking at body movement. I'm like trying to listen from some slurring of the voices and whatnot. The interaction between Tony and the police officers, I thought was fascinating. Fascinating. It was, how do I put this, man? It was like polite aggression. It was polite aggression. That's how I would put it. Okay? As a matter of fact, polite aggression. I want you to keep that in mind. Now, this piece of sound that you're going to hear is from a little later in the arrest where they took him out of his car, they put him in the back seat, and they took him to the police station. And I think he's wearing no shoes now. They're asking him to do a field sobriety test. And the police officer asks a question to Tony Romo that I found to be, I don't know, man. Like, I thought it was a little rude. I thought it was a little disrespectful. And you know what, man? Tony Romo, you could tell when you listen to this, I think he thought it was a little disrespectful too.
Any head injuries recently? Any concussions?
Over the years, yes, but not recently. No.
Please stand with your...
And again, actually, Double P, you did you mess with that one? Because there was a big old pause in there.
There was a little bit of something in there. I grabbed it from a different site than last night.
Okay, got it.
I could let it roll.
No. The original audio, before it was edited, is basically Tony Romo incredulous that she would ask this, you know? And there's a big pause. Like, it's like he's trying to weigh his options. Like, he definitely wants to go off on this cop, and he opts not to do that, right? And then at the very, very end of it, Double P, we got this sound too, right? Like, he's thinking like, okay, I just did the field sobriety test. And it's like, all right, cool. I did everything you guys asked. All right, now where is my phone? And again, this exchange with the police, very interesting because every single time Tony Romo asks a question, the police officers just ignore him.
Did I pass this test?
You turn around.
No, I didn't. Huh?
You're under arrest for
We'll
operating while
get to
under
that
the
as well.
influence, okay? Which foot?
That was good, man. Tony Romo, did I pass the test? You're under arrest. Oh, okay. I guess I didn't pass the test. To help me break this down, I bring in a DUI and defense attorney in Adam Klugman. We welcome in Adam Klugman into the show. Adam, how you doing, pal?
I'm good, James. Thanks, man. I'm good.
Listen, I know you're in this DUI defense space. When this video came out, I'm sure, just like from a professional point of view, you must have been pretty interested in this video, no?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, is Tony Romo, is he acting goofy, just like the guy we hear every week with his goofy mannerisms? Or is he drunk? That's the question.
Okay, so I don't know, man. Like I said, I've been hyper analyzing this video, but I think a very common question that I have seen, and I had myself, was that Tony Romo from the jump wanted to call his attorney, and at every turn, the police officer never said no, but she would always counter it by saying, okay, so you're rejecting the field sobriety test, or she would basically reject his request to call his attorney without saying the word, no, you can't call your attorney. When you saw that exchange, what were your thoughts there?
So he's not allowed to call his attorney. He's currently under active investigation. He can't call his attorney before he does the field sobriety tests. although he doesn't have to do field sobriety tests. He doesn't have a right to call his attorney before he takes the breathalyzer test or the blood test. The only time he can say, I want my attorney, is when they interrogate him after giving Miranda rights. All this stuff that he talks about his concussions and his back surgeries and all that stuff, that's not Miranda rights material. They're still investigating him at that point. So no, he has no right to call an attorney at that point.
That's so interesting to me. Okay, so as you mentioned, you have to basically be arrested and, read your Miranda rights and do all that kind of stuff. Okay, the other question I had for you, though, is, so I'm watching this video, and again, I don't know that much about DUI stuff, man. Like, I just don't, But, like, the fact that he is taken out of his car, handcuffed, thrown in the back of a squad car, and then brought back to the police station for a DUI, it's like there seemed to be a lot going on there. How common or uncommon is that?
Well, that's where they did him wrong. That's what stuck out to me immediately when I watched this thing. All the stuff we see with the field sobriety test at the police station, there is an argument it should not have even gotten there, and everything at the police station should be thrown out and suppressed.
Really?
So here we go. So he's pulled over for a traffic violation. As you can see, he's on a busy freeway. The officer tells him that he's being pulled over for crossing on the right this gorge or whatever they call it, some painted intersection. So they pull him over for that, okay? That doesn't mean he's drunk, okay? That's just a traffic violation. He's not weaving. He's not swerving. You see the cars are busy on the freeway. He didn't cause an accident. And they base their arrest only on the fact that he has bloodshot and watery eyes, which the police always say, and that he had an odor of alcohol or an alcoholic beverage on his breath, which the police say in every DUI arrest. And that was it. He got out of the car. He didn't have to balance himself. He wasn't falling all over. And they made a decision to cuff him, put him in a squad car, and drive him 20 minutes away to the police station. Now, if you notice, it's very interesting. She said, this is not an arrest. This is a continuing investigation.
Yeah.
And that's for the police officer to cover her butt. Because if there's an arrest, you need probable cause for an arrest.
Yeah.
You would have need to have Romo fall out of his car or fall over or even fail his field sobriety test on the road. Interestingly, she says, well, this isn't a flat, safe service, so we can't do field sobriety tests here, so I'm going to take you somewhere else to do it. Now, look, if she took them to like a gas station or something right off the freeway, like 2 minutes away, that would have been okay. But they cuff him in the squad car, take him across town for 20 minutes. There's 4 or 5 cops surrounding him as he gets out of the car. That's like an arrest.
Yeah.
No matter what the cop says, that's an arrest. And that's not, in my opinion, if I'm defending Romo, there's not enough probable cause for an arrest for DUI or OWI, they call it. There's a good chance they could throw out everything after he gets put in the cop car, and that would just not be part of his case anymore. If I were his attorney and anyone else watching that video that knows what they're doing, that would be the first strategy to go to.
Wow. I like that. That is interesting. And again, I just want you to clarify very quickly. So the fact that they cuffed him up, put him in the squad car, took him to the police station, again, it's across town or whatever, and the fact that they didn't read him his Miranda rights and just try to cover it up by saying, hey, this is not an arrest, but you're saying it basically is an arrest. They probably should have read him his Mirandas. They didn't have probable cause and all that kind of stuff, yeah?
Yeah, well, Miranda doesn't matter too much because it's clear, like with the case law, and the Supreme Court's ruled on this, U.S. Supreme Court, that when they ask you in a DUI arrest how much you've had to drink, this, that, and the other, that you don't need Miranda for that.
Okay.
But when they cuff you and take you to the station and something equates to a formal arrest, which my argument is it does here, they do need to Mirandize you after any statement. So, Romo never said, I drank this amount, I drank that amount.
Right.
So it's not like they're using his statements against him. They're more using his poor, performance on the field tests against him. But all of that should never have happened, and he should not have made it to the police station, is what his attorney should argue. Now, all that stuff could get thrown out.
That's so interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
let me ask one follow-up here, and we'll let you go here. But, okay, so he gets taken to the station, and I don't know how you thought the field sobriety test goes, but he at the very end of it, they asked him to take a breathalyzer, and he said, no, every lawyer I've talked to, or something along the lines of every lawyer I've talked to says never do that. Is that true?
Well, two things. You start with a field sobriety test, right? And, like, he looks goofy, right? He's stretching, he's doing this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. But again, Romo's kind of a goofy guy anyway, so you argue that, and the cops are going to say, oh, he failed. You know, you listen to the officer, she's like a robot reading these instructions to him, not even like a real person, and they knock all these technical points off if you don't do this or you don't do that, right? But if you're a juror just looking at how he did, you're like, oh, well, he's not falling over. He didn't do exactly what they wanted. He didn't listen to them exactly, but he's probably pissed off that he's there in the first place, and maybe he didn't do so bad on them. One.
Mm-hmm.
Two, to answer your question, you have to submit to the evidentiary chemical test, the breathalyzer test. So that they give him they say PBT, that's like a preliminary breathalyzer test.
Okay.
You have a right to refuse that, but once they read you that paper, you know, they read him, you have to take this test. If you don't take this test, your license will be suspended. And if you say no, and the law is the same in Wisconsin and California, if you say no to that, you get your license suspended. Back in the day, they weren't getting warrants so much. Like back when I started like 20 years ago, it wasn't commonplace for the cops to always get warrants when you refuse. So, yeah, he probably heard some legal advice, you know, when he was in college, 20 plus years ago, whatever. But now, if you say no, not only will they suspend your license, but they will get a search warrant to do a blood test, which a judge signed, which they did on Romo. We don't know what the results are yet. They might come back over .08. We'll see what happens. But the whole thing is, if the arrest shouldn't have taken place, in the first place, which what the argument should be, that suspension would get thrown out, the blood results would get thrown out.
Wow.
All that goofy stuff he did would get thrown out. So again, it all goes back to they did him wrong at his traffic stop. They cuffed him. They took him cross town to the station. If they would have found a safer place right there to do their investigation, yeah, the arrest would probably be okay. But I think there's a good chance this gets thrown out, James.
If anyone gets into this situation, right, and they're asking you to do the field sobriety, can you turn that down?
For educational purposes, yes, you can turn the field sobriety test down. The only thing you have to do, one, is the breathalyzer, and that's when they read you that warning, and you have to get out of the car when they tell you to do it, which Romo did. If you notice, if you watch the video, Romo's like, well, I'm not getting out. And then you see the officer in her walkie-talkie, oh, we got a code, whatever, 9er, and like, oh, this is going to be a problem. He's not getting out. If you don't get out when they tell you, they can arrest you for, resisting a police officer. So, yeah, he had to get out, but no, for educational purposes only, someone does not have to do the field sobriety test. You only have to do the breathalyzer or blood if they give you that warning. And if it turns out it was bogus and the case is bogus, even if you take it, there's a possibility it can get thrown out later if it was a bogus arrest.
Wow, that's crazy, man. All right, well, great information and great insight. Adam Klugman, defense attorney and DUI attorney here joining the program. We appreciate the time, Adam.
Oh, thank you, James. I appreciate you.
All right, there you go. So,
right.
Again, good night. See you, man. It was really good information there. Again, hey, listen, man, it's like the blind leading the blind when you're talking about these very detailed legal things. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that Adam Klugman gave us a little bit of an education, man. That's crazy stuff, man. I love the fact that he's like, hey, man, this whole thing may get thrown out. Good stuff. Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't know where I'm at with with Tony Romo. As a matter of fact, let me step away. When I come back, I want to, again, kind of parse through what was said right there and my reaction to a lot of this body cam footage anyways. All right, that's on the backside. You're listening to The James Coe Show right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Welcome back, everybody. James Go here with you. It is now time for a Dodgers baseball update.
Dodger baseball.
Man, Andy Pages has been, dude, he needed this so bad. Solo shot for Andy Pages gives the God, I kept saying the Angels because it's because it's Pages, right? Okay. Anyways, it gave the Dodgers a 1-0 lead in the first inning, and this is a home run he needed in the worst way. That was just his third home run over his last 40 games. Over his last 40 games, Andy Pages has been hitting .231, has 2 home runs, and just 13 RBIs across 40 games. That is, oh man, that's tough. That's tough. By the way, across those 40 games, too, 41 strikeouts as well. Oh, my goodness gracious. So, no, he has not been seeing the ball well at all. For him to get a hold of this one and to drive it out against a really good pitcher as well in regards to Hancock, man, like this is good. This is really good. The good luck charm of Eric Lauer. I don't know how this game is going to turn out. I don't know how this game is going to turn out, but Eric Lauer, the Dodgers have are a perfect 8-0 whenever Eric Lauer takes them out. So pretty good. He's looking for 9 straight wins when he takes the mound. Incredible. How do they keep doing this? I don't know, but they keep doing it. I tell you what, man, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear some news about Skubal overnight as well. It just seems inevitable. It seems as if everyone is talking about Skubal going to the Dodgers. So I guess we'll see. It's not bad. We were talking about Tony Romo. As a matter of fact, we talked to a DUI defense attorney in our previous segment. I thought that was really illuminating, really educational, and I thought he brought a lot of insight that I have not heard yet. So really good insight in regards to the Tony Romo stuff. But, man, when you watch the video, like I said, I don't know, man. Like, he seemed okay. By the way, if you look at the body cam footage, it's like an hour long. Double P, that is insane for a DUI stop to take an hour. That's wild. And listen, I called it like polite aggression, because that's really what it was. Like, Tony was like playing it up and he was doing stretches. He's taking the shoes off and just stretching. He's like got a foot up on on a car and like doing glute stretches and stuff. Like, I don't even know what the stretches were. I don't even know if the stretches were actually doing anything.
Probably not.
They were. Hey, listen, you're an athlete, dude. Like, did those stretches look like they were doing anything?
Well, it was one of those ones that looked really. It was those stretches that usually a more unathletic person does before they play basketball or something like that. Like, if you see someone doing that on the sidelines, you're like, oh yeah, you're like, no. You're like, oh man, I hope that guy's not on my squad. Yeah. He's like, why is he touching his toes? Like that kind of thing.
Like I said, Tony Romo definitely elongated the process. There's no question. But again, just the fact that it took an hour long, man, that's crazy stuff, dude. The fact that they cuffed him up and took him back to the station so that he could do a field sobriety, that's weird. As a matter of fact, our attorney, Adam Klugman, said the same thing, that is weird. That they should treat that as an arrest and that they didn't do that. Why not drive him to a nearby gas station or something? If you want to take him off the freeway, okay, cool. Do that. But just get off the freeway, go to a little gas station. Maybe it doesn't even need to be a gas station. Just pull him over. It's all good. I don't know, man. That was weird. It almost feels as if the police officer was trying to make a name for herself or something. Like, I don't know. That was very odd. I mean, at one point when she's like, again, we're like 45 minutes into this, she's like, did you suffer any concussions? What? Tony Romo looked like he was like, man, how in the world do I say this politely? He looked offended, man. He's like, no, in the past, but not recently. It was just, man, the whole exchange was so weird. And like I said, was he slurring his words? I don't think so. I don't believe so. Some people in the comments that I've seen in various other videos are like, "Oh yeah, he was definitely drunk." And I'm like, "Dude, really?" See, this is the problem. I think y'all don't know what it's like to be old. That's really what it comes down to. Y'all don't know what it's like to be old. Sometimes when you're old, you just act like that, bro. I'm telling you. I don't know, man. I'm going to watch more of it now. We're going to take a break. When we come back. Top headlines across multiple leagues. That's coming up next. All right, stay tuned. Los Angeles! What is cracking? We crossed over into the 8 o'clock hour. Means we only got 2 hours left, halfway through. What an entertaining show it has been thus far. A real education in regards to how to handle yourself in a suspected DUI. I want to emphasize that, by the way. First of all, let me just say, okay, do not drink and drive, okay? If you've even had a drink, dude, just ride share, man. Like, Uber, lift that bad boy. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. It's okay to lift Uber. Do the ride share thing, y'all. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? This is based off of my assumption that Tony Romo was not actually impaired when he was driving. I don't know. Like I said, like, I know a lot of folks in the comment sections were like, oh, he's definitely on something. Oh, Tony Romo is definitely impaired. He's definitely drunk. He's sloshed. He's, doing all this. And like, guys, I'm telling you, man. Look, I know he was acting goofy and weird. Like, he's doing all the weird stretches. Like, he's got no shoes on. Like, by the way, what is it? Like, when you watch Cops, right? Like, when you watch Cops, whenever somebody doesn't have their shoes on, that person's drunk, I don't know why that's true, but it's true. But that being said, look, man, like, I don't know. Like, I know he's like trying to warm up like he's getting ready for a game or something. It was weird. It looked odd. It did. It looked weird, But I don't know, man. Like, they were trying to say like he had bloodshot eyes. Dude, I'm telling you, man, like, I'm looking at that video. I didn't see no bloodshot eyes. Like, when he got out of the car, I didn't see stumbling. When he's doing the one foot in front of the other, I didn't see stumbling. When he's like holding himself up on one foot, I didn't see stumbling. What I saw is a guy who's older. I saw an old dude who has dealt with a lot of like back injuries and is just not that flexible and mobile. Listen, y'all got to see me when I get up out this chair to go to the bathroom right quick. Okay? I'm stiff as a board, bro. I'm just saying, dude. What does that end up looking like if you're in the back of a squad car all handcuffed up and it's crowded as hell back there? And then they're like, all right, now put one foot in front of the other. Well, I'll be like, hold up, man. Hold up. Your boy over here is, I'm old Gen X. Like, I'm a boomer, bro. Like, let your boy stretch out a little, okay? Golly. Again, man, I don't know. I don't know if he was impaired. I don't know if he was drunk. But I do know we got some pretty good information. I do know we got some pretty good information from our DUI defense attorney, Adam Klugman. So that was not bad at all. By the way, we got a little Dodgers baseball update.
Dodger baseball.
We are in the home half of the third inning, and Shohei is doing his thing. My goodness gracious. Freddie Freeman reached on an infield single, and then it was, it was Freddie Freeman at the dish, and it was Shohei Ohtani who scored. Not bad. Now the score is 2-1. 1 out with runners on first and second. Pretty good. Dodgers right now looking pretty good at the dish. Emerson Hancock on the mound for Seattle. And remember, Emerson Hancock, man, like he's having a really good season too. 3.16 ERA, 1.01 whip on the season. Pretty good. It's not bad at all. So for the Dodgers to be putting it on Emerson like this, Hancock like this, is pretty good. Like I said, I am encouraged. I'm encouraged. It's not bad. But you know what? I say we do it, man. Let's talk about the takes of the day.
It's time for Takes of the Day.
What do you think about Le GM?
I don't see it that way.
But I will say, that's how a lot of fans
The Dodgers need to shut him down from pitching for a month.
This is reckless behavior.
Lakers should move on.
All right. Time for Takes of the Day. Let's go.
Boy.
Let's go. Here we go. Wow. Well, it's a fantastic start, I'll tell you that. This morning, 6 a.m. How about getting this heated at 6 a.m.? The boys were fired up this morning.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So they brought Bill Reiter on this morning.
Yeah.
To talk a little bit about his LeBron as a mercenary take.
Yeah.
So I want to go ahead and play this first clip for you and just kind of set the stage for what the conversation was like. Yeah, set the tone. Let's hear it.
How is this an indictment on LA in any way, shape, or form? He went to the best basketball situation.
It's an indictment on LeBron. For me.
Yeah, but
you are all over the place. So now it's an indictment from LeBron on LA, and now it's an indictment from you on LeBron. What are we talking about?
You said it yesterday. You not understanding my take is not me not providing it properly. LeBron didn't love LA enough to stay here. He's a mercenary. That's fine, dude. Like, look.
He spent 8 years here. That's more than any one tenure he spent with any particular team.
And he still left for the minimum for a team he has no connection to because
he didn't have that deal in place. He entered free agency 25 days ago.
You think the Lakers would not have given LeBron James the minimum?
They
That's your
probably
contention,
would have.
then I guess I agree.
But that doesn't matter. The deal was already kind of done. He was already gone, Bill.
He made the choice to leave.
Yes.
Knowing he would take the minimum.
We didn't know if it was going to be the minimum.
He knew.
He
knew.
No.
He just did it, Derek.
Yeah, he did it, but that wasn't the case July the 1st.
So if we're going to do semantics, then I'll semantically correct
That's not semantics, that's time.
Let me finish. LeBron didn't love L.A. well enough to figure out he'd take the minimum with them, but did it later with Philadelphia. I think it's crazy we're having this conversation. You think he loved L.A. so much?
What is this love L.A.? He doesn't have to love L.A.
Exactly.
No one has to love the city they play in.
Of course not. No one's saying
why are you so pissed off about it?
Why are you so pissed off about it?
So that happened this morning.
What?
A little bit about LeBron.
Wait.
Yeah. What do you think?
Is that real?
That's real.
Holy moly. By the way, maybe y'all don't know, dude. That was Decker and D-Fish's show. That's Decker and D-Fish's show. That's D-Fish and Decker in the morning.
Yep.
And for some reason, and they brought on Bill Reiter, who is on from 2 to 6. First of all, good on Bill Reiter to show up at 6 a.m. Good Lord.
Well, after that, I should mention this before you even give your full take.
Yeah?
Things got a little personal after that.
Wait, more?
Why are you playing my clips on your show? Come up with your own content. If it's not a good topic.
Why? Because I was made to do it.
Why are you? Well, then get control of your show. Why are you yelling? Like, what do you do? Dude, I have a radio show like you do. I speak to Los Angeles. I think you guys should do that more.
Thank you for the advice,
You're
Bill.
welcome.
Tell me more what else I should do with my career, Bill.
When I'm interested in your perspective on my show, I'll play your clips too. You played me and brought me here, dude. Get control of your own show.
Holy moly. Whoa.
No, yeah.
Whoa.
Pretty good.
I did not know all that went down today.
Today. By the way, mind you, this is a 6 a.m. show. Good morning, folks, right?
Wait a second. All that went down today?
Today. But, I mean, of course.
Wow.
I mean, they had to have an adult enter the room.
Okay.
So
part of why I'm doing this is to try to help us get out of this idea that we have to label athletes anything, right? Like, why is he a mercenary, right? Why can't he just be a guy that worked at a job for 8 years, his contract at the job was up, and he's choosing to go work somewhere else? So then why do we have to start labeling it like it's a negative thing and he hated the city and he didn't love the city? What about I just want to go work somewhere else, and that's fine.
So D-Fish kind of, setting the stage. LeBron just wanted to go to basketball's a job. It's a job for LeBron. He just wanted to go somewhere else. That was D-Fish's point. Just kind of calming things down after the storm.
Was it though? Golly.
No, they went on for another 5 minutes after that, actually.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't know. Dude, listen, I work nights. Dude, I'm not listening to sports talk radio at 6 a.m. Bro, I'm still dead asleep. What? All that went down today? Really? Wow.
It's good stuff.
Bro, where was I? Oh, my gosh. Dramalicious. Holy moly. I know you got, if you're listening to me, you can't see me, but if you're on the YouTube side, you can see me. I had some very oh my goodness like motions. Like my hand was like covering my face. I can't believe it got that heated, bro.
Got personal there on clip number 2.
Yeah. What? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I like Bill Reiter. I agree. I agree with a lot of his takes. I disagree with a lot of his takes. But hey, yo, if somebody comes onto my show and starts saying, like, you need to come up with your own content, golly, that's very personal. I'll be like, dang, Bill, chill out, dog. We're just talking sports over here. Why we gotta go to that level, dude? Holy moly!
But yeah, they went there. It was a good little segment right there. That's for sure. I mean,
man.
By little, I mean 20 minutes. I mean that thing is rolling too.
Hey, listen, dude. That's again, if you were watching on the YouTube side, that's good TV.
Oh yeah, it was.
That's must watch right there.
Really was.
Oh my gosh! Remind me not to have Bill Reiter on my show. I'd be scared. I would be scared out my mind. Like, please, golly. I just want to talk like hoops or something. Like, I didn't know it was going to get personal. Oh, man. And Decker was like, yeah, tell me more how to manage my career or something. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he went there.
Yeah. Hey, listen, dude. I mean, look, you know what's funny? Del P, I've been saying, like, hey, man, we should have a fan, like, talent fantasy football league.
I like that.
I don't, and we'd have the producers involved too. I don't know.
Thanks.
Now,
yeah.
I don't know if we can have both Bill Reiter and
good.
Cody Decker and D-Fish in the same league. That feels...
It's a lot of trash talk.
That's a lot. That's very dangerous.
Yeah, the punishment if you get last place in that league would probably be pretty brutal. Whatever it is. I'm trying to think, like, what would it be? You know, what a great punishment would be? Like, would be if you're the loser, you got to produce my show or something. Just based off of that exchange. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god! Yeah. Oh, that's actually really weird. You were talking about the fantasy thing though, because I was just thinking.
Yeah,
about that.
We got to have a fantasy league. No, that'd be great. That'd be great.
And
although
yes, with the producers involved.
Yeah, no, the producer Shay's got to get involved. Bursch has got to get involved.
Yep.
Yeah, Raj has got to get involved from the morning show.
Raj is a sneaky pick. I'd have winning that thing, honestly.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen. If it's not me, because I do think I'd wipe the floor. No, listen, if it's not me, I actually low-key I would pick D-Mac. I think D-Mac would be really in the mix there. Anyways, okay, so there you go. All right, so that was from Fish and Decker in the morning. I don't even listen, dude, I don't even have a take on their take. You know why? Hey, Double P, you know why? Because I don't want to be involved in that.
You don't want to be called in at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Heaven forbid
you sleep in.
Heaven forbid somebody take my take and run it on their show, bro. I don't want to do that. Golly.
Well, it's a good thing we call this segment Takes of the Day. All right.
Holy moly.
Let's get to the next take of the day. We move on to Brock and Alex.
Okay.
And this one was Brock kind of just talking a little bit about Puka Nacua and his contract with the Rams, as far as kind of keeping his things off the field separate from what's going on the field. Let's listen to that.
Longer you go into the season, the longer you have for Puka to say, well, we're almost to the end of the season. I may as well just hit free agency and open up the market to the highest bidder.
What are your thoughts on Puka possibly going somewhere else the longer he holds out to sign? Not him holding out, but exactly him just signing a contract.
I would need to listen to the rest of that clip, but for me, that's not even part of the conversation. The reason being is that the Rams have the ultimate trump card in the franchise tag. Like, they could use the franchise tag. He's not going anywhere. So it really, again, I'd have to listen to the rest of that clip. And I would hope that, Brock would talk about, I guess, the franchise tag being an option. But look, you don't ever want to if you're a team, and this is what's so funny about the franchise tag, it's like it is the literal opposite of what the tag name is. Like, they don't view you as a franchise guy, which is why we're going to use the tag. If they viewed you as a franchise player, they would never use the actual tag on you. You see what I'm saying here? Yep. Right? So it's like the exact opposite. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, hey, like, this is the tax-saving bill, and it's like, we're going to raise everyone's taxes by 10%. You know what I'm saying?
Very misleading.
Yeah, it's like super misleading, you know? But again, he's not... Listen, LA, it doesn't matter. Puka's not going anywhere. And it's impossible. It's literally impossible for him to hit free agency because they would just use the tag on him.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, I mean, that would be my thought, is that it really doesn't matter what happens this season. I mean, the guy could blow out a knee, heaven forbid, but I'm just saying, like, he could suffer an injury. It doesn't matter. He'll still be with the team next year. He could want out. He could say he's going to hold out for sure. Like, you could do it doesn't matter. He has no recourse, which is why in the next bargaining session, if the players union if they don't fight to get rid of the franchise tag, I don't know what they are doing. I don't know what they are doing. And as a matter of fact, I know that one of the top topics will be natural grass versus artificial grass. I mean, give me a break. And I know that 99% of the players want natural grass. That does not need to be part of the negotiating process. Give me a break. Make more money, get rid of the tag. The tag is single-handedly one of the most debilitating tools that is used against players. I mean, it is, to me, it's a joke. Like, the players have to get rid of the franchise tag. You're telling me I can't play where I want to play, that you are forcing me to play in this town at below market rate? I mean, shoot, that's a joke.
Yeah.
So no, that if I'm the players union rep, number one thing I'm doing is I don't care what we do, we're getting rid of the franchise tag. But yeah, no, Puka's not going anywhere.
He better not.
It's like I said, it's impossible, so it won't happen.
Let's go ahead and move on to D-Mac and Reiter now.
Yeah.
We won't play what Bill's talking about. We already played enough of Reiter, so I wanted to get a little D-Mac in there today.
Please.
It was on Shohei Ohtani.
Okay.
Basically, let's give Shohei a break is what D-Mac's saying. I mean, the guy's doing all this and that. Let's just listen to the clip.
That you guys for so many months did not care about how many innings you pitch. You wanted to see him go out there in the 7th inning of a no-hit bid after throwing 99 pitches. You wanted to see that.
Yes, I did.
Things that could have been detrimental not only to his health, his future.
We're going back to this argument?
We're cruising here. I'll get to what I'm going to get to.
I can't wait.
But I will say this, that I have held Shohei Ohtani to a standard in baseball history that's never been met, right? The moment that he looks human, it's shocking because he's not looking superhuman anymore. We've treated Shohei Ohtani like he's this baseball cyborg because for so many years he's been able to do this, but this week he has looked human because of the injuries.
Yeah. Do I actually dare say something, bro? Do I dare say something? No, I'm kidding, dude. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Listen, D-Mac and Reiter, it's a great show. I love listening to their show coming in. I'm with Bill on this one, honestly. Look, it's like kind of funny, right? Like, I'm with both guys. Like, first of all, I think that Shohei definitely needs time off. And I realize like how stupid that sounds, considering that he again is playing well today. He played awesome yesterday, had that leadoff home run, right? And was 3 of 4 from the dish. And today, again, he's 1 of 2 right now, as the Dodgers are in the bottom of the 4th inning. He's looked good. He looked good on the base paths too. So I realize like how ridiculous that sounds given the short sample size of the past 2 games here. But I do think that for the betterment of the team, that Shohei should probably take a little bit of a break. Like, hey, take the 10 days, man. The Dodgers, they've built up a huge lead. They can handle it. Let your teammates pick you up for the next 10 days. Get some of this swelling under control. Get your knee under control. Get your bicep fully healthy. Don't wear down as we are approaching the postseason. Now, that being said, I've also said this, and this is where I agree with Bill Reiter. Listen, dude, if you are healthy, go chase greatness. And I get where DMAC is coming from, where he's saying like, hey, if you do this and you do chase greatness, you're going to see things like this where he needs maintenance, where his knee is not 100%, where his bicep is breaking down. Like, the guy is not a cyborg. He is a human. He will break down. But like I said, when you're in the moment and you're chasing down a no-hitter, let the guy stay in. Let the guy stay in. When you're chasing greatness and you're collecting, personal accolades like Infinity Stones, let the guy go do that. He has done enough. He's done enough for the Dodgers as an organization. He's earned the right to chase individual glory. I think he has certainly done that. He's done enough from the organization from a win-loss standpoint, from a championship standpoint, and from a monetary standpoint. He has done so much for Los Angeles in terms of the Dodgers, in terms of their franchise value. Right? Unique Glow Field? Come on, dude. You think that happens without Shohei? Whatever he got paid by the Dodgers, he's made it back for him. It's like a zero-sum game. This has been huge for the Dodgers. He's done enough for the organization. Go let him chase individual awards. And if that means that he breaks down later in the season, then so be it, man. Then so be it. Let this guy go chase individual greatness and deal with the consequences of that later on. I don't know. And so again, I get what both guys are saying, but I'm with Bill that I think Shohei should be able to chase individual glory, but I understand what DMAC is saying right now too, which is, hey man, for the betterment of the team, Shohei, sit down for 10 days, get healthier, and help the team win in the postseason. And the reason I say that, and if you're wondering like why switch it up, which is what DMAC is saying, like why are you switching it up? It's because the Cy Young is now off the table, right? And yep. even if Shohei were to miss 10 games, he can still be the NL MVP. That's not a problem. And if he can do that and still get those individual accolades while also chasing team greatness and team goals, then let's do that. So again, I think if he were to sit down and jump on the IL for 10 days, the 10-day DL, I think it helps him individually, and I think it helps the team from a team group perspective. So I actually think that if he were to be placed on the 10-day, I actually think it helps both things. So that would be my counter argument to DMAC, is that if he goes on IL, he'll help himself individually and he'll help the team. So there we go.
There you go. And there goes the segment right there. Hey, it takes of the day pretty good, huh? It started off really hot.
Wow.
And yeah.
I'm so glad you played that for me because I had no idea that was going on earlier this morning.
Well, you gave yourself a very safe take at the end for number 3 to agree kind of with both DMAC and Reiter so you don't get clipped.
Exactly.
Yeah, so very safe play there. I see what you did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Lord, listen, if Bill Reiter is listening, Bill, hey, no offense, dude. Like, I like you, bro. I agree with a lot of your takes, dog. I don't agree with you on LeBron, and you know that. I've told you that. Bro, you're never coming onto my show. Bill, I love you, man. You ain't never coming onto my show, bro. Holy moly. That was heated. That was heated. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, let's step away. When we come back, we will talk plenty of Rams. Again, the great Lindsey Polaris, boots on the ground. We got a lot of great sound bites. And let me tell you something, man. I really thought that Sean McVay said something very telling when he was talking about Ty Simpson versus Stetson Bennett. You don't want to miss it. We're going to hear more from the Rams coming up on the backside of this break. You're listening to the James Coe Show right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Los Angeles, what is cracking? It's your boy James Coe. If y'all want to be part of the program, 855-97-LA-FAN. It's 855-97-LA-FAN. James Coe here with you. We have a Dodgers baseball update.
Dodger baseball.
The Dodgers tack on another run, so make it a 3-run lead now, scoring 1 in the first off of an Andy Pages home run in the bottom of the first, bottom of third. Freeman, with an infield single, scored Ohtani to make it 2-0. And then in the bottom of the fourth, hey, you know what? It's Andy Pages again. Infield single. Scoring scoring Mookie Betts. So a really good outing here. Although I will say, I was watching that last one. I almost think that it was more of an error than it was a single. But, hey, listen, if you're Andy Pages, you will take it. You will absolutely take it. Over his last 40 games, my guy's been hitting .231 and has just 13 RBIs versus 41 strikeouts in that time. Oh, that's not good, dude. When you have 13 ribbies and 41 Ks, yeah, that's not the ratio you want to see. That is not the ratio you want to see at all. But no, Andy Pages there with a RBI, another RBI here. So it's 2 RBI night thus far for Andy Pages, which is very much well needed here for Pages, who, again, if you missed it earlier, Dave Roberts did say that he was considering, or at least giving some thought to, moving Andy Pages down in the order for Tommy, Tank, Hyun-Soo, Edman. If y'all want to,
as far as Andy, I think for me, I think the only alternative right now would be Tommy, and I haven't completely, come to that point yet, but I've thought about it. But I do think that, the overall body of work, this is good experience for Andy in the regular season to be at the top of the order in his, development for now and going forward.
Yeah, this is huge. A huge game for him today. 3 for 3 right now at the plate. 1 run and 2 RBIs, and also knocking that home run there in that first inning. So a huge, huge game for Andy Pages, and very much well needed as well. Earlier on, we did talk to Lindsay Polares, and we will hear from her again in the 9 o'clock hour. We'll replay that interview. She was there, boots on the ground. But we did get a lot of sound as Sean McVay and Puka Nacua did talk to the media today. And I tell you what, man, a big storyline right now, it's certainly what will the Rams do with Puka Nacua? Where is Puka Nacua's head at? Because he had, and I'm putting this very nicely, but he had a very tumultuous offseason where, again, if you've seen the photos, he bit a woman in her back, and you're thinking like, hey, man, maybe that was playful. No, if you see the bite mark, it's unhinged. I mean, it's wild, bro. It's absolutely insane. So, again, that has been a big storyline. He's in the last year of his contract. He's seen somebody like Jackson Smith and Jigba, again, as one of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL. And given his production, Puka Nacua should also be in the running for one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid, wide receiver in the NFL. Will he get that contract? I don't know. Because, again, he has had a lot of off-season turmoil where he, after this biting incident, checked himself into rehab. Is that the kind of guy? He goes on a live stream. He denies that concussions exist. Right? There's a lot of question marks when it comes to Puka Nacua. What you cannot question is how good he is on the football field. And so, of course, both Puka and Sean McVay were asked about where the team is at with Puka Nacua. How is he handling himself in training camp? Here's Sean McVay.
You know, here's what I would say. You know how much I love him and the heart that he has, and I've been really proud of what he's been doing and how he's taken accountability for some of the things that we can learn from. You know, I want to just be able to see him continue to be that positive influence both on the field and off the field, and he's taken those steps, Gary. And I am hopeful that we'll be together for a really long time. It's hard to say, like, you know, I don't know that I can really say, like, this timeline or stuff like that, because I don't think you want to dangle a carrot that way. I think, you know, he's inspired to do right because his heart is right. And then I think, you know, the contract and things like that will take care of itself because he's an incredible player. And like anything else, he's continuing to mature as a man. I love him. I love his heart. And I love, you know, the growth that he's had. And we're with him every step of the way.
Yeah, there's no question, like when we're talking about who he is as a football player, there's absolutely no question that he is one of the best in the NFL, and he does exactly what Sean McVay needs in this offense, right? And think about how this roster is constructed. Devontae Adams is their outside X receiver, and Puka Nacua is their move-around guy. He can play in the slot. He can play flanker. He can play X too, and they do move Devontae Adams around, but Devontae is their primary X receiver, and he's the guy that is running a lot of these downfield routes. He's allowing Puka Nacua to kind of sort of get open, but anytime you're talking about a Sean McVay offense, their number one wide receiver, man, I tell you what, he has to be exceptional at running in-breaking routes. And I'm talking about dig routes, and I'm talking about slant routes. You got to be able to. This is a staple in a Sean McVay offense, especially when we're talking about beating cover two, right? Like, you've got to be able to run a dig route, fly in the face of a defender, and again, get open, right? You got to do it. How do you beat cover two? It's in the intermediate middle of the field because those two safeties are trying to protect the boundaries. You got to beat them on the seams, and you got to beat them about 15 yards away from the line of scrimmage. That is the soft spot when we're talking about cover two. Generally, obviously, it depends on what kind of safeties you've got and, you know, how far back the linebackers are drifting. Is it Tampa 2? Is it cover? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So again, I get it. Like, I'm not saying this is not a blanket statement, but overall, you got to get a guy that can absolutely rip it in terms of in-breaking routes. And man, let me tell you something. Puka is one of the best in the business when we're talking about breaking off inside. He's so good at setting up corners. And shoot, after the catch, one of the best after the catch guys too. Again, another staple, something that is hugely important in a Sean McVay offense. You know what else is important for wide receivers? Man, you better be able to block your butt off. And Puka Nacua in the run game, my goodness, he gets after it. You want to talk? Look, I know we're in a fantasy football obsessed world. I love fantasy football. I was a fantasy football content creator for more than 10 years. Right? I get it. I understand. But in a fantasy football obsessed world, you have to understand wide receivers who get after it in the run game, it's a dying breed. It is not even a dying breed. It's just a rare breed. Even going back to the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like Calvin Johnson would block. But there's a lot of great wide receivers that had wanted no part of the run game. For Sean McVay, that's a non-negotiable. You got to block. Think about Cooper Kupp. Think about Bobby Trees, Robert Woods. These boys blocked, man. They got after it. So yeah, huge part of what makes a wide receiver successful in a Sean McVay offense. But the off-the-field stuff, man, huge red flags. Huge red flags. And we've seen it with a lot of wide receivers before. I am not saying he is going to go down the Antonio Brown route. I'm not saying this is a guy that's going to be, taking off his jersey mid-game. That's not the dude. I don't think Puka Nacua is the guy that's going to be freezing his feet in training camp. Like, that doesn't seem like the guy. I mean, we've seen it with Brandon Ayuk. We've seen it with a lot of wide receivers, man. Off the field stuff trumps their on-the-field production. Antonio Brown, one of the best to ever do it. As a matter of fact, you could make the argument that for the 5-year stretch, Antonio Brown was the best wide receiver in the NFL. He was incredible. Right? I mean, yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know what to think about Puka Nacua's offseason. I don't. I love him as a football player. I do. Off the field, a little dicey. Okay, I want to continue this Rams talk after the break. You're listening to the James Koh Show right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. What is going on, everybody? James Coe here with you on a beautiful, gorgeous Wednesday evening. We're going to be here with you all the way until the 10 o'clock hour. We're going all in on Rams right now. And shoot, I don't know if you guys enjoyed it, man, but I'll tell you what, I love talking about UCLA and their football program and how Bob Chesney, I believe, is really going to help shape that program. But when we're talking about the pro game here, when you're talking about the Rams, there's no question that the biggest question mark is what I have called the fragility of the offense. Alaric Jackson is somebody who could get suspended. I don't think he will, but maybe he will. Left tackle. That's huge. And it's huge. Why? Because you've got a 38-year-old Matt Stafford who I think showed last year that, listen, when he's well protected, he's the best in the league. Obviously, he won the MVP. But the second he got outside the pocket, he got drilled. And the ribs and the back and all that kind of, like, it just wasn't holding up, you know? Devontae Adams is in his mid-30s, right? So, again, the fragility of the offense, right? And when you talk about the fragility, you shouldn't be talking about a guy in Puka Nacua who is in his absolute physical peak in prime. That's not what you should be thinking about when you're talking about the fragility of this offense, especially a guy who, again, he's 25 years old. He's coming off a season where he had 1,700 yards and 10 touchdowns. Puka Nacua is that dude. He's a bad man. I don't think I'm not saying anything crazy when I say, other than Matt Stafford, he's the most important player on the offensive side. Puka Nacua. He should be looking for JSN money. JSN just signed, Jackson Smith and Njigba just signed a 4-year, $169 million contract extension. Let me do the math for you. That's about $42 million per year. That's the level of compensation that Puka Nacua should be looking for. And yet when I say fragility of the offense, it's because we don't know what the hell Puka is going to do off the field. He's had a very weird offseason. He enters rehab, he bites a woman. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. I'm not even going to say like nefarious or bad. I'm just saying weird. I think that's just about as good as you can describe it. Puka knows this. Puka spoke with the media earlier today, and he knows that his off-season has been, again, weird.
I think my circle of trust and allowing the people that I feel like have the inside parts of my life to continue to communicate and trust the people I think who are around me. And I owe a great thank you to my support system, but especially like my family through this time. There have been things that obviously have happened this offseason that haven't been the truest reflection of the person I feel like I am and how my mother raised me. And there's definitely been conversations with her to apologize, but also for her to say that she supports me. And also my brothers are I think my biggest critics as well. So I'm like there were some intense conversations, but loving conversations in order to see improvement.
Okay, so again, the words are good. The words are really good. And I will say this, I will take him at his word, but that being said, right now they're just words. And the fact that he entered rehab, it may have been twofold, but please understand that there are two forces at work here. One, he could absolutely have entered rehab because he saw that there was a personal problem and he wanted to improve himself as a person, as a human, as a man. He absolutely, I am assuming because I will take him at his word, I am assuming that played a huge part of it. But if you think that's the only reason, that is incredibly naive. He also knows that he is in the last year of his deal. Did he enter rehab? What percentage of him going to rehab was public image and PR spin? Because PR spin absolutely played a role as well. Again, you would be incredibly naive to think that public image and perception did not play a role in him going to rehab. It's huge. And again, I don't know what the percentage is, but that certainly was a factor in him going to rehab as well. Where again, here's a guy trying to repair his image. Step number 1, go to rehab. See what I'm saying? And again, for the Rams as an organization to invest, a 4-year, $170 million contract into that kind of player, it's got to be a little unnerving, right? And again, he's in line to work. He's in line to make generational wealth, and he knows that. And he knows what he has to do. Here is Puka Nacua talking to the media in regards to what are the next steps.
I think 100%. There's definitely, trying to take accountability for the things that I know that I can continue to change and can grow in ways that I know that help me feel as best as I can when I step out here on the football field and outside of the football field. Being a father is something that has changed my life, but then also just becoming a better person, continuing to work on there's my therapist. I feel like we have a really good connection, and just the ability to communicate in different ways and to use the safe space that I have out here and finding ways, the other places that are a safe space for me outside of the football field.
So again, if he wants to be the highest paid wide receiver in football, he can certainly go out there and do that. If he puts together another tremendous season. And remember, man, this is somebody that had 1,700 yards last year, and he played 16 games. The year prior, though, he played 11 games. With the position that he plays, where he is doing a lot of underneath stuff and he's doing a lot of in-breaking routes, and they're relying on him to be an after-the-catch player, understand that he is putting his body in harm's way a lot more than an outside X, just strictly outside X boundary receiver. Do you know what I'm saying, y'all? Right? When you are talking about a guy who's one of his features is yak. Right? Got to get those yak yards, right? Well, when you do that, you're putting yourself in harm's way. You are certainly going to get tackled. As opposed to somebody who's working the edges, working the boundaries, and able to step out of bounds before they're tackled at all. They take no damage whatsoever after a reception. Puka Nacua is, I'm not saying he's going full Cam Scatterbo here, but again, part of his game is to run these underneath routes. Part of his game is to run these in-breakers. And when you run in-breakers, dude, you're going to run into some hard-hitting safeties. You're going to run into linebackers. That's just part of the game. And again, he played 11 games in 2024. You factor in the, I don't want to say injury concern, but certainly elevated injury risk. And then you factor in the off-season stuff. Look, even Puka Nacua he recognizes that this is a big year for him potentially financially.
We haven't had too many conversations. I know Coach has been there to support me in some of the things that's been going on in this offseason, and that's been, I think, kind of the main focus as we've gone into, and especially where we are in camp. I know that I have an understanding of that, and he has an understanding that I'll be out here to continue to play football, and some of those things that are just out of my control, hopefully that if I continue to do my part, they'll fall into place.
Yeah, so again, what he's looking at is making around $42 million per year. A 4-year, $170 million contract. That is what Puka is looking at. And again, if he doesn't do it, if there's more off the field issues, if he's injured, if he's, again, the Rams control where he will go next. They have something called the franchise tag. And we got the franchise tag, man. Puka ain't going nowhere, but it's and again, my understanding of the franchise tag is he'll get paid as a top 5 guy. He won't get paid as the top guy. You see what I'm saying? And it's a 1-year deal. That's a big deal for him. That is a big deal. Regardless, he's going to get paid buku dollars next year. It's just a order of magnitude. Are you going to make generational wealth next year in a long-term deal, or are you going to make a 1-year contract? I don't know. It's going to be really fascinating and interesting to see. Okay, I tell you what. We still got a lot to parse through here. We got 1 hour left. When we come back, Sean McVay talked about the backup quarterback battle. You're also going to hear from Lindsay Polaris, and you will hear from the DUI defense attorney who broke down the Tony Romo body cam footage. That's coming up next, right here on the James Coe Show. We welcome you back into the James Coe Show. What is going on? I don't know. the technical gremlins have grabbed control of our boards. I don't know what's happening. How dare you come to me with no music? No, I'm
terrible.
Just kidding. It's all good, dude. I don't care. Let's go, man. I will say this. Again, we're dealing with some technical gremlins in the background. It's okay. It's all good. I'm a professional, y'all. Okay. I don't need no dang music to set me up, bro. I come in with the energy all on my own. Let's go. I want to say hello to the folks in the YouTube chat who have been great all evening long. David Horse 800, what's going on? Yeah, what is going on? Bill Reiter made it to awful announcing last Monday. Oh, interesting. Reg Dog 89, what's going on? It's good to see you. Man, it's crazy, dude. I'm reading some of these comments, dude. And let me just say that some of these comments are pretty funny. Anyways, I can't read them all. Okay. Not appropriate for the air. Anyways, if you want to be part of it, at the Fan LA, if you would like to jump into those chats as well. Anyways, we were talking about the Rams, not done talking about the Rams quite yet. Before I get to the Rams, though, I want to give you some Dodger baseball updates.
Dodger baseball.
Okay, so when we last left, it was 3-0. And then in the 6th inning, bottom of the 6th, Shohei Ohtani doubled, scoring Dalton Rushing to make it 4-0. Dodgers lead 4-0 right now as they are in the top half of the 7th inning. Man, if they can pull this one out, it would be 9-0 when Eric Lauer takes the mound. 9-0 with Eric Lauer. What is going on? This is crazy. Don't tell me he's not a good luck charm for LA. He absolutely is. Come on, man. What's going on over here? This is great. I love it. Speaking of the Dodgers, not on the big club, but soon to be on the big club. Blake Snell reportedly completed his 4 innings for the Dodgers with Ontario. 4 innings pitched. This line is insane. 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 9 strikeouts in 4 innings of work. 60 pitches, 45 of them were strikes. So, yeah. Expect Blake Snell to be activated next week. Reinforcements are, even if they don't make this Skubal trade, reinforcements are coming. As a matter of fact, reinforcements came today. Edwin Diaz is with the big ball club on Edwin Diaz bobblehead night. Bro, like I know this stuff is like prearranged, double P, but I'm confused. Like, the guy's been out there for like all of like 10 seconds. Like, why did they schedule Edwin Diaz bobblehead night?
Hey, it's kind of cool. Welcome back. Bobblehead night. Let's go.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I can't be the only person thinking like, wait, hold up, dude. Like, why is there an Edwin Diaz bobblehead night? The guy's played for like 10 seconds for the Dodgers this year.
Last Dodger game I went to was a couple months ago. They had Teoscar bobblehead night, and he wasn't playing at all.
No.
So that one's different.
Listen, I get that. Like, I get that Teoscar's been, but like, okay, so he's not playing. But he's been with the club for a long time. Like, he's had some clutch moments for the Dodgers. A huge postseason contributor. Like, I get that. But, I mean, like I said, Edwin Diaz has been with the Dodgers for about 15 seconds. And by the way, those 15 seconds were not good.
No.
You know? I don't get... So, I don't know. Maybe... I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just weird. I don't know. I can't be the only person thinking this, though. Like, wait, they have Edwin Diaz bobblehead night? Like, okay, well, that's pretty weird. Anyways, Blake Snell, great outing for him. And it sounds like he's going to be coming back to the big ball club next week. So, really, really good stuff. We were talking about the Rams here. And look, There is no one more self-aware about the finances of Puka Nacua than Puka Nacua. Again, as I mentioned, his agent's got to be aiming for a 4-year, $170 million deal. That's basically just a touch more than what Jackson Smith and Jigba got. You got to think that this guy coming off of a 1,700-yard, 10-touchdown season is looking to be the highest-paid wide receiver in the NFL. Will Puka Nacua give the Rams a little bit of a hometown discount, considering that I don't think I'm being out of line by saying Puka Nacua, a 5th-round draft pick? There's just no way Puka Nacua would be doing what he is doing unless he was playing for either Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan. That's it. There's no other coach in the NFL where he would be doing anything remotely close to this. Like, I'm sorry, he's a great player, but imagine him playing for, the Jets. Imagine him playing for the Browns. He's not doing anything remotely close to this. The way that Sean McVay looked at him and said, okay, cool, he can do these things. I'm going to put him in a position to succeed, which, by the way, he's like a genius at. Like, Sean McVay is so good at putting guys into positions to succeed. There ain't no way, man. I think Shanahan, who, again, they run a very similar passing offense. Like, I would imagine that is an offense that he could go into and really succeed, but overall, like I said, man, I don't know. Like, does he give the Rams a little bit of a hometown discount because of that? I mean, I'm sure Puka Nacua doesn't feel that way, but I don't know, maybe. Maybe the Rams feel that way. They're like, hey, man, if you go out there, like, what are you going to do? Go play for Houston, you know? Like, you think Houston's going to bring out 1,700 yards out of you, kid? You know? I don't know, man. But like I said, no one is more aware than Puka Nacua on his finances.
We haven't had too many conversations. I know Coach has been there to support me in some of the things that's been going on in this offseason, and that's been, I think, kind of the main focus as we've gone into, and especially where we are in camp. I know that I have an understanding of that, and he has an understanding that I'll be out here to continue to play football, and some of those things that are just out of my control, hopefully that if I continue to do my part, they'll fall into place.
Sean McVay is a very energetic guy. Somebody asked Sean McVay about expectations and how there are championship expectations in regards to this Rams team right now. And he had a very, very cheeky response.
I think you acknowledge it, but you also talk about that doesn't do anything. Let's be inside out. I think what's great is that people care about this game, and you guys have jobs to do, and we respect that. But I respectfully say that your guys' opinions doesn't mean to us, you know?
Hey, listen, man. He's very aware that it's championship or bust. Again, this is the Super Bowl favorites right now, according to the boys in the desert. Okay, so he's aware. He knows. Now, he could say, hey, listen, and obviously very cheeky, tongue-in-cheek, was very joking around, wasn't like combative at all. But when he says, hey, your opinions don't mean bleep, well, he still knows. He still knows. He's too smart to not know, man. Part of his conversation today with the media, though, I found to be really intriguing, and I bet most people kind of sort of lost this because no one cares. Listen, no one cares about the backup quarterback until the starter gets hurt. No one cares. No one cares at all. I care. I'm a football junkie. I love all the little nuances of football. I love all the nitty-gritty details of football. And when I heard Sean McVay talk about the backup quarterback battle to back up Matt Stafford, listen, I was incredibly intrigued. Incredibly. Listen to Sean McVay talk about the backup quarterback battle between Ty Simpson, a first-round draft pick, and Stetson Bennett.
You know, I've been really pleased with Stetson Bennett through this first, block. I mean, he's playing the position at a high level. Ty hasn't gotten quite as many reps, but he's really improved a lot from the spring until now. But Stetson has been a real positive, and as has Ty. Stetson's just had some more reps, but been really pleased with him and ability to be able to create off schedule, reading with his feet. Dave Ragone does a great job, and then obviously Matthew's leadership in that room. And when he's out here, there's just that presence and that ability to kind of lead those guys. And you follow his lead, you'll be in good shape.
Again, I cannot stress this enough. At no point in this offseason has Sean McVay said anything nice about Ty Simpson. Never. Find me that clip. I dare you. Find me a clip where he is effusive in his praise for Ty Simpson. And I'm not saying, oh, hey, the young kid is doing... No. You have to understand, Sean McVay, he goes crazy for guys. Somebody asked Sean McVay about Aaron Donald, and he starts talking about Aaron Donald, the family man, the brother, the son, how good of a person he does this for everybody. Listen to him talk about Puka Nacua. Oh, I love Puka Nacua. Listen to him talk about Devontae Adams. Listen to him talk about anybody on the roster. He's insanely effusive with his praise. I have been scouring. There's at no point does Sean McVay ever say anything nice about Ty Simpson. It's crazy. And it's been like that since draft night. Ty Simpson is very much the quarterback 3 right now. I'm not saying that can't change, but I love the fact that Sean McVay is like, hey, he hasn't gotten that many reps, and Stetson Bennett has gotten more reps. You know why he's gotten more reps? Because he's higher in the pecking order right now. And sure, maybe it means nothing as we sit here on July 29th, but I'm just saying this is just, again, more reaffirmation of a pretty steady drumbeat that we have heard from Sean McVay in regards to Ty Simpson. Find me a clip where he says nice things about him. He doesn't. He doesn't say those things. It's crazy. So, again, I thought that was really illuminating. I thought it was really interesting. This is just, somebody asked him about backup quarterback. He could have said something nice about Ty. Nope. He said something, again, really nice about Stetson Bennett. It's pretty good, man. All right, I tell you what. Let's continue this football conversation by going to Cover 3.
Let's get the gleam, all right? Let's go.
We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. It's time for the Cover 3.
If you're new to Cover 3, I don't blame you because we just started this segment yesterday. Actually, I'm new to it as well. But Cover 3, it's the 3 hot topics or 3 topics in the world of the NFL. 3 headlines in regards to NFL football. Let's go. Double P is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Kick us off, man.
All right. Oh, nice. Kick us off. No pun intended.
Oh,
right?
Pun fully intended.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
of course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cincinnati Bengals defensive end Shamar Stewart. He was carted off the field Wednesday. No. A left leg injury suffered during the first day of training camp. What do you think about getting hurt that badly, seen with crutches afterwards after the first day of training camp?
No, I mean, listen, it's not good, especially for Cincinnati, because Cincinnati had one of the worst defenses in the NFL last year. And listen, they need Shamar Stewart real bad. And again, I don't totally know what's going to happen, but it's all hands on deck. They need this guy bad. He's a first-round 2025 first-round draft pick out of Texas A&M. He's 6'5", 267 pounds. He didn't have the season that he wanted. But the bottom line is they need all of the help that they can get defensively. It's funny too, right? Like Joe Burrow made the Super Bowl his second season, and they're like, man, we're going to see Joe Burrow a lot. And I'm like, y'all don't know the story about Dan Marino then, I guess. I guess y'all don't know about Dan Marino. I mean, listen, it's so fleeting. you know? And so, again, if Joe Burrow is going to get to the Super Bowl again and be an absolute stud that he is, listen, obviously he has to stay healthy, but man, this defense has got to show up. And right now, I don't know if without Shamar Stewart, I don't know if they end up, kind of sort of holding up their end of the bargain. And I'm not saying Shamar is, I'm not saying he's gangbusters here, but I am saying they need to attack defense as an entire unit, and he's a big part of that unit.
Well, at least they have Trey Hendrickson. My bad.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They don't.
Go Ravens, baby. I'm a Ravens guy. Okay, move on to the second headline here. Star running backs Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs appear to be hold-ins as they seek new contracts. Neither of them were participating today with the Falcons or the Lions, respectively, in their training camp practices for both teams. So both players have had conversations with their teams, but this offseason just hasn't really gone for either player well.
No, and what they're looking for is most likely to eclipse what Saquon Barkley is making right now. Saquon Barkley is the highest paid in terms of AAV, the highest paid running back in the NFL. Actually, I'd have to check. It actually might be Jeremiah Love. Might be the highest paid running back in the NFL just based off of guaranteed money. I'll tell you what, he has the most guaranteed money. That's for sure. That's a fact, Jack. Like, Jeremiah Love's got the most guaranteed money of any NFL running back right now, which is crazy. And which, by the way, like I said, it's an embarrassment and it makes no sense whatsoever. Running backs, especially in today's NFL, I'm not talking 5 years ago, I'm talking about today's NFL. Running backs are more important than ever before, right? And the fact that backup, third string, wide receivers are getting paid more than all pros is a joke. And if that's not market manipulation, I don't know what is. It's ridiculous. Saquon Barkley is making about $20 million per year. Christian McCaffrey 19, Devon Achane 16, Derrick Henry 15. Again, $15 million a year for Derrick Henry. Bro, what? There are no-name wide receivers who are making that kind of money. It's embarrassing, and it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Brother,
it makes no sense.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Okay, we'll move on to the Carolina Panthers. Their rookie receiver, Chris Brazell II, he suffered a moderate lateral collateral ligament tear in his left knee in practice today. That was a guy who was trying to be that number 3 wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. So another injury in training camp. It's just really tough to see.
Yeah, it really is, especially for Carolina. They've really dealt with a lot of injuries early on here, but losing Chris Brazel, I totally don't know how to say his name. Brazel, anyways, whatever. He is a speedster out of Tennessee. I do know that. And actually, it was really funny. When I was doing a lot of film breakdown of Nico Iamaleava, he was throwing a bunch of go balls to Chris Brazel. But the bottom line is, he was anticipated to be a nominal starter. He's got a lot of speed. He can stretch. And if we're talking about Carolina and they want to move Teteroa McMillan around the formation, which is what they want to do, it is critical that they find somebody who can give you some ex-receiver reps, and that was going to be Chris Brazell. So, again, I think I've said his name 17 different ways, but Chris Brazel is somebody that was going to play a very important part for Carolina. Now they've got to go, I don't want to say they got to go back, but certainly more will be asked of former first-round draft pick Xavier Legette. Xavier Legette has been a huge disappointment. Huge. But if he can give you something, anything, either as an outside or inside wide receiver, it could help transform the offense, because I do know one thing about Legette, and I like him a lot. He's not good off man press coverage, but he is good as a yak player. He's a lot like Deebo Samuel, man. He is a lot like Deebo Samuel, and while I love Canales, I love Dave Canales, he has not done a good job, in my opinion, my humble opinion. I don't think they've done a good job drawing up plays and drawing up touches for Xavier Legette. But now with Brazel missing all this time, it's going to be critical for XL to excel in Carolina's offense.
Oh, nice job.
Yeah.
There. That was sweet right there. Well, that's our cover three. Cover the three headlines of, I guess, the day, huh? In training camp news. But yeah, just tough to see those injuries, man. It just stinks for those guys.
Yeah, it really does. And so, yeah, it's one of those things, man, where, yeah, I mean, you can't prevent injuries, but you certainly hate to see injuries, especially this early, especially for young players who are trying to find a little bit of a foothold in this league. So, anyways, we'll see how severe that knee injury is for Chris Brazel. We're hoping for a speedy recovery there, and I'm sure all Panther fans are hoping for a speedy recovery as well. Okay, let's step away. When we come back, oh my goodness, what a catch! Was that Teoscar?
Teo?
I missed something, man. I missed something, but I saw an unbelievable catch. We'll give you the update here on the backside of this break. You're listening to the James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Yo, what's cracking, everybody? James Coe here with you as we are fast approaching the end of the show. Last 30 minutes, man, it's crazy. I say this every show, but it is crazy. I do have so much fun on here that I just lose track of time sometimes, you know? The Dodgers right now, and that was Teoscar Hernandez, incredible catch. There was a runner on, Seattle had a runner on second, and the Seattle batter, I missed who it was, but the Seattle batter drove one into pretty deep left field. I don't think this was going to go out, Double P, but Teoscar on full run, full extension was able to snag that ball and save at least one run. So again, great defensive play from Teoscar Hernandez.
And that was Seattle Mariner Mitch Garver driving out to left.
Okay, there you go.
But how about that's Mitch Garver's hit for the month right there.
Poor guy. What the heck? Come on, bro.
It's tough.
The score right now 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th. And yeah, oh my goodness gracious. You know what? They just cut to Edwin Diaz warming up in the bullpen.
I know we didn't score, but I still got to do it.
Hey, come on now. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. We'll see. Hey, listen, I tell you what, if the Dodgers tack on one more run, do they still bring out Edwin Diaz? Maybe.
It's a good question.
It's a save op right now, but I don't know. That'll be interesting. Would be interesting. They probably will. I mean, it's his bobblehead day.
After he's warming up, too, like if he's warming, the last thing you want to do on his bobblehead day is tell the guy to sit down.
Why does he have a bobblehead day, though? I'm still confused by this. What I'm not confused by is why UCLA brought in Bob Chesney. Again, guys, you have no idea. I'm stoked. I'd actually love to talk to D-Mac about this. I should have called D-Mac. We should have called D-Mac to get his thoughts on his thoughts on UCLA. He's a UCLA guy, you know? And Bob Chesney, what a hire, an absolute home run pick by UCLA to go and help rebuild this program, because Bob the Builder, as I'm calling him, man, this is a guy who has a long history of rebuilding programs and setting them up for success. He comes from James Madison, but before that, he started his career, and Double P just told me what the pronunciation is. Salve Regina? Salve?
It's beautiful.
Salve?
No, you had Salve Regina.
Okay, Salve Regina. A small D3 university in Rhode Island where he went 6-4 his first year there. He goes to Assumption College. He has 5 straight winning records. He goes to Holy Cross, and he goes 5-6 in his first year. But the reason that is of note, it's the only losing season he's ever had in his coaching career. The Crusaders go on to win 5 straight Patriot League championships after that 5-6 season, and they were the first Patriot League team to ever do that in conference history. So then he joins James Madison 2023. His first season there goes 9-4. They capture the program's very first bowl victory. Man, he's got a lot of these JMU guys coming to UCLA. And as we saw with Curt Cignetti from JMU going to Indiana, what did he do? He brought a lot of his JMU guys with him. 63 brand new players for UCLA football. 63 new players. That is wild. 45 transfers, according to head coach Bob Chesney. 45 transfers. It is the 11th ranked transfer portal class, according to Rivals. So they have a very strong, not only, look, they did well in recruiting considering. So they did pretty well in recruiting, but also the transfer portal is massive. Dude, this could be a very quick turnaround for UCLA. And I just want to reiterate. I know that this is not James Madison. I know that this is not Salve Regina. I get it. But UCLA is in desperate need of somebody who understands how to rebuild a program from scratch. And Bob Chesney, man, I love what he did today at the Big Ten press conference. Today was UCLA's day in terms of Big Ten media days. And I thought Bob Chesney absolutely killed it. And here's the thing. For a guy who is entering a UCLA program that was not good and has not been good for a long time, let me tell you something. People were legitimately excited to talk to Bob Chesney. He got a lot of media requests. But listen to Bob Chesney talking about how he wants to get the city of Los Angeles involved in the rebuild.
You know, when I got to my initial press conference, a big part of it was we talked about having to re-engage this community, how to re-engage these high school coaches, how to make sure that we opened up to our alumni, how to make sure that we allowed the press, the local press, into practices. You know, and every one of the things along the way that we talked about doing in that press conference up to this point in time, we have lived out. And I'd also like to say that as within the administration here at UCLA, you know, just the commitment that they said they would have to this program, they've also lived out. And when you put those two things together, one of the words and things that I think lead to the most amount of success is this word alignment. And when you have that within your athletic department, from the chancellor all the way down, you know, you have a chance to be really good. And I believe that that is what is going to happen here in our very near future. But to do that and to do what you said you were going to do also develops trust and builds trust. And that's really important that we're able to do that, you know, in the short period of time we've been together.
Yeah, man. Look, again, he has energy. Dude, the way he talks, the energy that he possesses, the way he commands a microphone, the way that he commands a room, his presence, his aura, so much of it reminds me of Sean McVay. I think that Bob Chesney is going to be an absolute banger of a head coach for the Bruins. And if it sounds like I'm gassing this guy up, please understand, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of college football analysts that are really curious and really confident that Bob Chesney is not only the right guy for this job, but somebody who can help reinvent the program. I tell you what, man, I don't know how long. If he ends up having a crazy successful 4 or 5 years, I don't know how long he's going to be with the program. But shoot, as long as Bob Chesney is here, I would just say enjoy the ride. This is a very tough place to win at UCLA. Very tough. The stadium is like an hour away from campus. It's an older stadium. Look, we all love the Rose Bowl. We do. It's a great place to see on TV. It's beautiful. Snuggled into the foothills, man. You know? Game day parking lot is a little weird because it's a golf course. But it's great, man. It's great. It's a lot of fun, you know? But it's a tough place to win. They have a huge alumni base, but the alumni base is not that interested in donating to football. Right? So this will always be a program that struggles to raise money. And that being said, they have to do more with less. And there has been honestly, other than Curt Cignetti, there has been no one who has done more with less than Bob Chesney over the last, let's say, 10 years. He's been incredible. And by the way, hey, shout out Jerry Neuheisel, okay? Because Jerry Neuheisel last year, dude, he did such a bang-up job. Once, who was it? Was it Tino Sunseri? That's his name. Tino Sunseri left the program all of a sudden, right? He just bounced. He's like, all right, I'm out. Jerry Neuheisel, I just thought, did a great job. Big ups to him. I think he's on the staff at Northwestern now, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure he is. Yeah, he is. I just looked this up. He's the new quarterbacks coach at Northwestern. It's a good get for them. I thought he had an outside chance, actually, at getting this head coaching job. I don't think he was ready for it, but, again, UCLA is not one of these premier programs that a lot of folks are going to be clamoring for. That's why, for them to get a guy who is a noted rebuilder and Bob Chesney, awesome. By the way, I just got done saying Bob Chesney is incredible on the mic. He commands the room. It's been amazing to see, right? Compare and contrast that with Deshaun Foster when he made his introductory press conference in 2024.
Football-wise, we're just excited. You know, I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but our football program, but we're in LA. It's us and USC. We
Wow.
I'm just basically excited, really. That's it.
Wow. I mean, this was his introductory press conference. No preparation, no notes, no aura, could not command the mic. I mean, he's out here being like, I know I'm the head coach of UCLA. You guys probably don't know much about us. I mean, he's dogging the program. In like the first sentence, he's just dogging the program. He was so lost in the woods that he was like, UCLA, you don't know much about us, but we're in LA. Yeah, dog, yes, we know, Deshaun. It's in the name, homie. It's UCLA. We know that it's in LA. What? It's a premier program. Hello, John Wooden, man. John Wooden rolling over in his grave, bro. Like, he's got to be thinking, what has happened to UCLA? Unbelievable. God, you probably don't know much about us. But we do, though. What do you mean? We do. Come on, man. Come on. I don't know. That was crazy. That was crazy bad. By the way, speaking of the Dodgers, real quick with the Dodgers here. Edwin Diaz came in, promptly gave up a single. And then, I think it was the next batter, but it was Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh, I mean, a towering shot to right that was about maybe, what would you say, Double P? Like 10 feet short, maybe?
Yeah, maybe 5.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Just a rocket.
It was if he just got under it.
It was almost a welcome back.
Oh my gosh.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't. Oh, by the way, left a high heater up top.
Uh-oh.
And we got a double. All right. So now Seattle scored a run, and they are now down. They're now down 2.
RBI double from Josh Naylor there. He had him 0-2. It would have been nice to strike out the last guy, to end the game. Still has a chance to, but
I mean, he has a chance to, but I'm not going to lie to you, man. His body language right now, I am not digging it. And it's not because he looks downtrodden. He almost looks amused. Like when Cal Raleigh took him within a couple of feet of getting out of there, he looked like, that's weird. Like, that was his look, was, that's strange.
How'd he hit that?
That was a weird one. And then he tries to throw the high heat. Naylor gets a hold of it. He drives in a run off of a double. His face again was like, okay. All right, well, I guess I'm back. Like, what? I don't like the body language at all. Look, I want my closer to be mean. I want my closer to just be nasty. Like, you know what I mean?
I agree. Do you want the batter to say, "Oh no, I don't want to have to face him"?
I am. Yeah,
they probably still are. He's got some really scary stuff up there on the mound. 96 coming in on the hands, and then a sweet slider that tails away. But yeah, no, I want him to be feared.
Yeah, and not that guy right now. Okay, he did get the save though. All right, we're good.
There we go.
We're good. Good job, Edwin Diaz. Get the save. All right. Did give up a run. Yeah. Play that. Bump it. Yeah. Yeah. Edwin Diaz. Let's go. Give it to me.
Let's go.
Bro. Yeah! I don't know, man. If you hear those horns and you don't get fired up, I don't know what's wrong with you, bro. Hey, listen, you listen to those horns and you don't get gassed up, bro, don't listen to this show. You're not friends with me, dude. I love them horns, dude. I need those horns in my house. Like, anytime I enter a room, I need those horns to just go off, dude. Those are sick. Edwin Diaz picks up the save. Welcome back, Edwin Diaz. We step away. When we come back, we close out the show. More of the James Coe Show coming up after the break. What is cracking, Los Angeles? James Coe here with you. Quick game, too, by the way. Double P. That one went by fast. For a game that ended up being 4-2?
It's going to take people longer to get out of the stadium than they were in their seats tonight.
That was great. That's good stuff. Dude, I love all the little changes that baseball has made to make the game go by quicker. It's just so cool. You know?
I agree.
Okay. How funny is it that the Dodgers are now 9-0 on games where Eric Lauer has pitched? God, this is insane. And I bring it up only because, like, Eric Lauer's been fine. And look, today he played great. Today he was awesome today, right? 6 innings, no earned runs, only 1 hit for Eric Lauer. But there's no question that I think he's been on the positive side of luck. Doesn't get a lot of strikeouts. Guys are hitting hard balls on him. And yet the Dodgers they find a way.
He's been the beneficiary of a absolutely stacked lineup in the major leagues. And yeah, he's gotten a ridiculous amount of run support. We've talked about how the Dodgers have averaged over 8 runs when he pitches. But tonight was a different story. Didn't really get that Eric
No.
Lauer run support he's used to. Only 4 runs for the Dodgers tonight, so they still win the game. But yeah, Eric Lauer's ERA is up to almost 5. It's 4.83. So
You know what I'm saying? It's like funny. And listen, today, like I said, today he had a great outing. There's no question, But are you kidding me? The Dodgers are 9-0 in games where Eric Lauer takes the mound. That's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. You're taking a look at the box score here. And Shohei Ohtani was 2 for 3. Had an RBI and a run scored. Also earned a walk as well. Andy Pages, man, this was a huge, huge game for him. Can he start to get hot? That would be gigantic for him. He was 3 for 4 from the dish with 2 RBIs and a home run. Freddie Freeman, 2 for 4. Max Muncy, 1 for 4. Tommy Edman, 0 for 4. Mookie Betts sliding all the way down to the 6th spot in the lineup was 1 for 4. Kyle Tucker, shocker, 0 for 4.
That's terrible.
I kid because I care. 0 for 4. No. Come on, Kyle. We need you, brother. Teoscar Hernandez, great defensive play today. 1 for 4 at the dish, and then Dalton Rushing 1 for 3. So, again, the bats were there. I mean, they had 11 hits. It's good. It's really good. Yeah, it's great. So, overall, good performance, good team effort here from the boys in blue. They extend on their league leading 68 wins. I believe they have 69 wins now to the LA Dodgers. And again, the best record in all of baseball. A quick look at what the playoff picture looks like. It's the Dodgers, Brewers, 1-2. Braves are right there at 3. Chicago at 4. Arizona Diamondbacks at 5, which is actually kind of shocking. And then the Phillies at 6. But man, this is crazy. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams within 3.5 games of that 6th spot in the NL, wild card race there. So, anyways, let's get to a little bit more baseball news.
We'll be with you as soon as Leonard hits into a 6-4-3.
Ground ball to short. Vargas, Chavis, Smith, a huge 6-4-3 double play. It's time for the 6-4-3.
The 6-4-3, brand new segment right here on the James Coast Show. It's a double play of baseball headlines. What do you got for me, Double P?
Well, first off, we start with the Philadelphia Phillies, who always seem to be in our headlines for some reason.
Yeah.
After the top of the 5th today, the Phillies were up 6-0 against the Miami Marlins. This was a day game. They ended up losing that game 8-6.
Oh, no.
And yes, a 6-run lead blown to the Miami Marlins, who before this series had lost 12 games in a row.
Whoa.
And what do the Marlins do? They go ahead and sweep the Phillies.
Wow!
So they sweep Philadelphia now, and Philadelphia kind of just in shambles as far as pitching. Of course, Zach Wheeler had a bad start in that series. But yeah, Philadelphia looking vulnerable, which is, I guess, good for the Dodgers.
You know what's crazy about that as well, and how ridiculously huge that series sweep was, is that the Marlins all of a sudden are within striking distance of the playoffs as well. You know how I just said there were 5 or 6 teams within like 3.5 games of that final spot?
Yeah.
That final spot is Philadelphia, right? And the Marlins closed the gap. They're only 2 back of Philly right now. And again, that 3-game sweep is massive.
Huge.
Massive.
So Philadelphia now, they're also trying to win their division. They got the Braves in front of them. They're right there. But, I mean, man, that does not help whatsoever. And, yeah, the Marlins all of a sudden going from no season to a little bit of something. Now they're back over 500 again.
Crazy.
How are you back over 500 after losing 12 games in a row?
I know, right?
That's insane.
That's insane. They're 55-54 overall. And, again, like I said, within 2 games of the final playoff spot. Insane.
Unbelievable. But we have to add in, I know it's a 6-4-3. It's a double play. Of course, I'm going to give you two big baseball topics, but we throw in a little bonus here because there was some breaking news today that actually happened in the first segment of this show. It came out of Los Angeles with the Angels. The Angels are trading away catcher Logan O'Hoppe and right-hander Chase Silseth to the Texas Rangers for infield prospect Angel Arredondo. So keep that in mind that the starting catcher for the Angels, Logan O'Hoppe, he won't be out there anymore, just if you're watching an Angel game and you keep that in the back of your head. But all right, I got to stop the music for this one.
Okay.
So this one, did you happen to catch Yordan Alvarez's home run last night at Angel Stadium?
No.
I should have played it last night, but I'm going to play it right now. Just listen to this bat crack, and I promise you, I'm not using the bat crack sound effect. I promise.
Yordan Alvarez crushes one high and deep. Forget about.
Is that not absolutely insane?
Whoa!
I mean, that is unbelievable. I'm really glad this is a radio show so we can listen to that. But that was insane. That was Yordan Alvarez's solo homer against Reed Detmers on the first pitch thrown to him last night.
It was so loud, so hard. It was like bordering on like the aluminum bat sound.
Yeah, borderline aluminum.
That was insane. Yeah. Whoa.
Insane. Unbelievable. But there you go. There's your double play. A little bit of Angels, and of course that Phillies Marlins series is one to keep in the back of your mind for these past couple days. But yeah, what a week in baseball. And now, of course, I'm sure the 6-4-3 will feature a couple of trades coming up with the trade deadline looming.
I would imagine. We might have to run the 6-4-3 like 10 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I like that.
There might be 20 headlines coming up soon, man.
10 6-4-3s.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because golly, trade deadline, it's going to be crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, great new segment here, produced by the great Double P.
Of course.
So it was good, man. No, it's a good way to kind of sort of get the top baseball headlines out there. But good win here for the Dodgers. Like I said, 11 hits on the night. Eric Lauer was magnificent. 6 innings pitched. He had a hit, no earned runs, 4 Ks, and on top of that, we see the new pitching order now. Tanner Scott comes in the 8th inning. And then it was Edwin Diaz in the 9th inning. Okay, that's the interesting part. The not so interesting part, well, I guess maybe it is interesting, but a little scary, is that both Tanner Scott and Edwin Diaz gave up a run.
Yeah.
In those innings that they pitched as well. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Diaz got knocked around a little bit tonight, giving up not one but a couple doubles. I mean, he got knocked around.
And not just the 2 doubles, but that Cal Raleigh shot could have. Yeah. I was just a hair short of getting out. So that was scary, dude.
He ended up coming around and scoring anyways. It didn't really affect him as much. Still gave up the run anyways, but still, I mean, that ball was crushed, and there were a couple that were hit pretty hard. So Diaz just, it's first game back.
First game back.
Have some better misses, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, no, first game back. It's important to say that and to set the table. But yeah, it was. Let's just say it was interesting. It was an interesting inning for sure for Edwin Diaz. So we'll see how that ends up going. But again, Tanner Scott in the 8th, and he's been great. Edwin Diaz in the 9th. We'll see if we can get things under control here.
But what about Eric Lauer? The Dodgers winning again with him. I know a lot of people, let's go ahead and get Skubal. But hold on, folks. Tarek Skubal's got 5 losses this year. Last time I checked, Lauer does not have any. So just letting you know, Skubal has got those 5 losses.
Hey, listen, on the season, Eric Lauer has five losses. So,
Skubal.
I'm saying and Lauer on the season.
Oh yes, well that was in his previous stint with Toronto.
Yes, Toronto. Yes, I'm saying he's got 5 on the season, just like Skubal. No, I mean listen, he's very much good luck charm for the Dodgers. It's like, I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it. I mean, and like, you know what? The hitters must love it. The hitters must love it when Eric Lauer takes the mound because they got to be thinking like, oh yeah, dude, we're gonna just start pounding this rock.
It's going to become like a personal thing where like before the game, Freddie's thinking, oh, Eric's on the mound tonight. I'm going to get a hit.
Yeah, 11 hits for the Dodgers today. Come on, man. These guys are knocking it around the yard. This is awesome. I love it. No, it's been great. It's been great to see and really fun as well. Like. Baseball is so weird, but I got to imagine, first of all, the Dodgers and the team, they must know this, right? And so, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're so superstitious that I bet you anything that when Eric Lauer does take the mound, there's a little bit of that superstitious energy that is impacting the batters, man. Because, dude, the run support has been out of control. Out of control. It's been amazing.
It's so much to where it is like it has to be very noticeable. It has to become a thing because there is a lot of run support there.
Well, I tell you what, man, I had a great time tonight, as I always do. I hope the listeners can appreciate that too. I hope they get the sense that I really do love this job. I love being here. I love talking to y'all, man. But I tell you what, as much as I love y'all, I got to go home. But like I say at the end of every show, remember, it is never, ever, ever too late to chase your dreams. Peace.
You've been listening to The James Koh Show.
For fantasy purposes,
on the new 97.1 The Fan.
His effectiveness in the intermediate area of the field, it's not close.
The voice of LA Sports. If you miss any of the show, listen back on the iHeart and Always Free Odyssey app.